The College Football Experience Week 13 preview and picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today. Bet $100, get $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by the SGPN Thanksgiving free roll. Everyone who hits a football bingo in our contest will win $100 cash and a $100 gift card to the SGPN merch store exclusively on the SGPN app, which you can download for free in the App Store and Google Play Store. So grab that thing today and let it ride.
Hey, everybody. Joe Theismann here. You're listening to SGPN. So do this. Let it ride.
Yes. Welcome to the College Football Experience Week 13 preview and picks episode. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Is it really week 13? No! I want more football. It's okay. We do it year round now, right? I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former JMU Duke defensive back, the burrito eating, sideline kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, Patty C in the place to be.
Hi-oh.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Final week. How about our win totals? Maybe next week we'll talk about our win totals because with the Akron Zips one getting canceled, I mean, I feel like everything minus App State hit for us.
Everything's breaking our way.
Everything minus App State hit for us. We're joined by the App State guy himself. He's wearing an App State hat. Is that, I think, right now? Give it up for the DFS guy himself. Come play DFS with us. We tweet out the link at TCE on SGPN every single night, every week. Come on, check it out. Give it up for the rooftop IPA drinking, homebrew making, Tobacco Road living, the free lock giving, former Herndon Basketball League MVP. Give it up for NC Nick in the place to
There we go. What's up, guys? The chat is live. What's up, fellas?
Yeah, I love that.
Last week of the regular season. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad.
Where does the time go, guys?
It's awesome. It's sad. It's terrible. All at the same time. And I see the chat is rolling along talking about what's up, you crazy bastards. Yeah, what is up? And also I'm seeing a lot of good conversation. I'm trying to find the clip on the fly here, but I am struggling. I am very much so struggling. And
good conversation.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just talking out of my ass.
I'm lost, Patty C. I got no idea what he's
Good
up to.
round.
Yeah. Where the hell?
Appetite's a hell of a thing.
That's right.
I'm all mixed up. All right. I
think it's gone. I think the moment's over.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the Judge Dredd drop, but I can't find it. But because he goes, let's fucking go, boys. Shotguns and bourbon rocks. That's what the College Football Experience does. That and winners.
Beautiful.
Right? Winners this past week. What do we have? I mean, I feel like a lot of our overs hit. I know Wake Forest cashed. Boom. Wake Forest over 6.5 wins. Cha-ching. I mean, we're still sweating out. UCF needs to make sure they beat South Florida.
Mississippi State hit. Cha-ching.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all of our honestly, I would like to find a podcast that hits at a higher rate. I'm not trying to talk too much shit, but I really believe the Kansas to a bowl game, let alone Kansas over 2.5 wins, cha-ching. Kansas State over, cha-ching. I think the only things we hit on.
I got to go back and look at it.
NC State under, cha-ching. Wake Forest over, cha-ching. You were wrong on Virginia.
I was very wrong on Virginia.
But we were right.
Is that going to get count?
Oh, that got voided too.
Everything's working, dude.
Woo, woo.
You know, sometimes you're just walking in high cotton, right?
That's right.
That gets voided too. LSU over for me, cha-ching.
That's right. Me too. I was on that.
Oh man,
it's kind of messed up to celebrate at the.
Rutgers over, cha-ching, says Lane Elliott. The chat is rolling. The good times are rolling. And potentially, the good times could be starting back up in the state of Colorado. Deion Sanders. It's a lot of talk about South Florida and Colorado interviewing Deion Sanders. They've had talks. I know you guys think, and rightfully so. Colorado's administration has been a mess. Does
Deion want that smoke?
Dude, I think you want that smoke. First off, Deion's from the era where Colorado was nasty.
Sure.
Yeah.
Does that mean anything? That was a long time ago.
I'm saying,
he probably believes.
They have an automatic. Yeah, he believes. And I'm saying, like, they would think about Pac-12. We know USC and UCLA are leaving. There is still an automatic bid into the 12-team invitational coming, right?
Automatic, not necessarily for the Pac-12, but I would say 9 times out of 10, the Pac-12 would get that.
I would be surprised if he can't find a better gig this year or wait till next year, because both of them are pretty much starting from scratch. Yeah, each one presents its own challenges. There's some positives about each one too, but overall, as hot as his name is right now in coaching, in recruiting, and just the face of a program, I mean, I think he can do better.
I disagree, though. Because it wasn't that.
Because I'm a Colorado fan.
Well, no, I really believe. Dude, I saw them. They had someone tweeted this out. They went from like 1988 to like 2000, or I think the year 2000, ranked in the top 25 the entire time. Right? And you count on how beautiful it is there, and the fact that it's kind of you have access to Texas and California.
I mean, if Utah can do it right now, why can't Colorado?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they have to get the buy-in. So he has to have, if he's really considering the job, he needs to be talking to the president, not just the AD. Is the school really going to want to win at football? Because that's what every school has to make that decision. Do you really want to win at football?
Yeah.
If so, you got to pump resources into it. Colorado hasn't wanted to win.
Yeah, but you could argue when they went and hired Mel Tucker and gave him a decent contract that they were hungry then. Mel Tucker then essentially kind of screwed them by throwing, like, by the time he left, they didn't have any possible candidates, so they had to just quickly grab somebody.
Yeah.
Let me say this. That is I don't want to get political here, but that is a woke school. Colorado's pretty woke, and primetime tells it like it is. Is that going to be an issue if that hire happens?
Well, but
Deion's going to lay it out.
But
Deion's not going to mess around.
I mean, Deion, but at the same time, Deion, I think, might want that. I mean, Colorado's hired a number of black head coaches before, so there's that.
Sure, I'm sure there's some on that superficial level an appeal. Obviously, I think he's a damn good coach with high end potential, But I mean, who knows? There's a lot to prove there. But obviously, he's got the cachet, and I think some coaching chops too. It seems like. But
if I'm not mistaken, Auburn has not hired any black head coaches before. Not that job is open anymore.
Yeah,
they still haven't.
You guys saw that. I'm waiting for a second confirmation, and it's funny. I saw Barrett Sally. He tweeted out that they will not hire a coach in the middle of a day before the Iron Bowl. Right.
That's fair.
But there are reports. I just sent you guys one. And granted, we've seen reports be wrong before, but I sent you the one. This is from his name is John Sokoloff, and he is a sports director covering Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and high school sports. He's a Heisman voter, award-winning journalist. He tweeted out that breaking Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin plans to step down as the Rebels coach Friday. That's the day after the Egg Bowl.
Wow.
And head to Auburn to become the Tigers' next head coach, according to sources. Sources say the Tigers haven't officially offered the job to anyone yet. So Lane to
seems
Auburn
like
is
a
happening.
Pretty reliable source. He's a Heisman voter.
Yeah, and he's like validated on Twitter at the little check mark shit.
He paid the $8.
Interconference, interdivision coaching change. We don't see it too often, but
Oh, we saw
go.
Tommy Tupperville do the same exact move.
I said not too often, but
No, but I'm saying from Ole Miss
When
to
it involves
Auburn.
Ole Miss and
right.
Auburn, it happens pretty
poor Ole Miss.
Yeah.
But I mean, and that would they take a look at Deion Sanders? Because I don't know that Deion Sanders would want that one. You got another thing is Ole Miss was the last school to
integrate.
Yeah,
They're waving as far as like the 80s. I want to make at least the 60s. They're still waving Confederate flags around in the stands.
And he's coaching in Mississippi right now. Yes, I think you take that job if you're.
But
Deion.
he's
I
at
don't
an
know though that he wants
HBCU.
that. Yeah,
I know it's different, but I think if you're Deion, yes, I'd much rather be coaching at Ole Miss than Colorado
Really?
or
See,
USF.
This is where I disagree because
Deion's not scared of the smoke. He's not going to pick and choose. Well, I might have an easier schedule here. I might have an easier path. He wants to be under the biggest and brightest of lights, and that ain't Colorado. That is SEC.
Facts.
But Ole Miss has never won an SEC championship. They
They've
never
been
even
a lot
played.
better recently than
Colorado. But that's not really under the lights. There's a reason why every coach jumps and moves along. I think your path in the SEC is about to get way harder, and I think that's why when I was reading why some people think Lane Kiffin wants to leave is he knows Oklahoma and Texas are entering, and the fact that they're going to be getting rid of divisions, and the fact that you look and say, oh, out of the 16 teams in the conference, they might be 14th or 15th as far as resources.
Well, Lane Kiffin's just always going to jump around.
Yeah. And Lane
If
Kiffin,
the job is slightly better, he's gone.
Yeah.
But I'm serious. Like that's a real thing. Is the resource wise, they're one of the least in the SEC.
Right.
it's funny is you had mentioned that there might be some, I guess, due to the agent of Deion Sanders being
Hugh Freeze.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what it was. Okay, but no, you were saying Lane Kiffin might end up at Alabama.
Oh yeah,
right?
I heard that.
So what if he goes from Auburn to Alabama? That would be
That won't
the ultimate
won't
Lane
happen.
Kiffin move.
That will not happen.
I wouldn't put it past him. Now, the question would be, would Alabama take the Auburn coach? And
to burn Auburn?
Maybe, yeah.
Of course.
I mean, it depends on how well he does there, but turn around Ole Miss pretty quickly. I expect some success there.
Sure.
But I'm not sure about the level of success. That's the question. Like
10-2. That's what you're going to get.
I'm saying, like, all this, I feel like you can build your own, like, TCU was in the Conference USA like 15 years ago, 17 years ago, something like that. Access, and then, I do think, they obviously have had great football culture, all instilled by one person.
Patterson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if Deion looks at and sees at Colorado or South Florida, but Colorado specifically because you're still in the Power Five, and knowing that you would have a playoff berth, if you recruit really well, there's no USC that you're competing against. You're really just competing against Oregon and Utah as far as recruiting. Washington, though, in there too. I
don't think he'd struggle at Colorado. I think he'd do fine. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, and there's potential that it could be a high end thing, but right now the Pac-12 is.
I'm just saying, whoever in the Pac-10 or whatever is going to be 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Whoever capitalizes on that, if they are the best team in that conference, 5 out of 6 years,
They're going.
then
to
you're
the
going to the playoff. And you build that culture.
Same thing with the Big 12. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the Big 12 is even harder though because there's 14, and you will have all of them.
That's true.
Kind of. They're all at similar levels. I feel like
It's true. Same size cake, more people eating it.
What else do we have? Ed McCaffrey was fired at Northern Colorado after going 6-16 in 2 years. They were also not happy the fact he hired his son, who had no coaching experience, as the offensive coordinator, and he later threw a clipboard at a fan for making fun of his pants.
Did you see that picture?
Yes,
he looked exactly like Clark Griswold in that.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. I feel left out.
Easy
Yeah.
Ed McCaffrey.
Phoenix Sproles transfers from North Dakota State to James Madison.
Boom.
That is,
Hello.
that is related to Darren Sproles there. I believe that's his uncle, I think.
Darren Sproles is his
Yeah,
uncle.
I think it's his uncle.
Nice.
Or his older brother, one of the two.
Getting royal blood for the Royal Dukes of JMU.
Did you guys see Navy's space uniforms?
Pretty.
There's a fucking astronaut on their helmet.
They have NASA written on one
Yeah,
side of the helmet.
yeah, and an
Pretty
astronaut.
wild.
Neil Armstrong's on the other. Neil Armstrong, who knew?
What, the
Oh,
Navy?
Why Navy?
Yeah. What does that have to do with NASA?
Well, these battleships, they're gonna be flying soon, man.
Yeah.
I watch Star Wars, bro.
It's gonna get
All right?
real.
Those shits look like a battleship in space.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean?
True.
Going around.
There you
I
go.
watch the dark side. The fucking whole dark side's
The Death Star.
yeah, the Death Star. There we
The
go.
Empire.
It's definitely a naval ship. Let's be honest.
The Dark Star.
Yeah, Dark Star, baby. Shout out to Bart Star. He should have dude, that would be a great name. Dark Star.
If
That
he
would
named
be,
his
that
son.
would be a great name. You guys ready to pick some winners?
Born ready. Let's do it.
We got MACtion. We have MACtion tomorrow night.
Only Tuesday night. What's up with Wednesday? No
Yeah.
games on Wednesday.
What is this? They're
the
saying
hell's
that's the day
going
before
on?
Thanksgiving. Who cares? Play games.
There's
all
no
right?
such thing as Thanksgiving Eve, okay?
A lot of people get drunk. It's actually one of the busier bar days. And
Yeah.
I think it's besides New Year's, I think it's the biggest bar day in America.
Well, I feel like the people in the Midwest can appreciate that and
That's what
want
I'm
to give
saying.
the kids the opportunity to drink on the biggest drinking day in America.
yeah, after the game.
Okay, yeah,
Play that
that's a
shit
good
early.
point.
Then you
That's
go
a good
get shit hammered.
That's right.
All right. Ball State. Ball State is taking on Miami, Ohio. Folks, the winner goes to a bowl game. The loser does not.
The stakes are real here.
I DM'd Carson Lexington Steele to try to purchase a jersey of his. He has not returned my DM.
Speaking of him, I'm assuming he's out for this game, right?
I'm assuming he is as well, even though I do not know that to be factual.
I couldn't find any info on it right now.
Yeah.
But Miami is the top scoring defense in the conference. They're at home, and if Ball State is without Carson Lexington Steele, I think this is a no-brainer to lay a field goal.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio will get to a bowl game, and Patty C's boys from Muncie will catch an L. Still, Ball State was better than what I thought they would be this year. Miami was worse than what I thought they would be, even though Gabbert was out for a while. Give me the Redhawks. What are you doing here, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah, I think with everything I just said, I think you laid the field goal with the home team.
Patty C?
I guess you got to favor the home team, but you know what? I won't fade my boys. I'm loyal to Ball State. The Cardinals get it done on the road in Oxford.
All right, next up, we got Bowling Green taking on Ohio. The Bobcats. Ohio is laying 7 points. 7 points right now. I thought I saw 6.5 this morning. What are we doing here? I'm on the Falcons.
Yeah, I think I am done fading Leffler until further notice.
Well, no, Ohio's in the MAC championship, so they're calling off the Dogs, I think.
Hold on, I thought this game decides it, right? Because
I thought I saw that Ohio clinched last week.
all I know is right now Bowling Green is 5-2 in the MAC, and Ohio is 6-1. So you would think that if Bowling Green wins this, they'd have the same record and the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Why the hell did someone? I don't know. You
I
never
don't know for sure. I don't know the tiebreaker scenario rules, but that would make sense, right?
I thought I had read that Ohio has clinched. That we know it's Toledo against Ohio.
Maybe it would create a three-way tie potentially, but then Buffalo would have to win.
I got no idea, but maybe you're right. Something to monitor. I'm even clicking on MACtion's Twitter page right now to see if they have told us anything. They have something about basketball.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing potentially is that if Buffalo wins, it could be a three-way tie. Oh, Buffalo's only 4-2 in the conference. How's that possible?
Yeah.
How are they one?
They just played one last game. Yeah.
Because of the
Akron game is postponed.
Yeah.
Are they playing that next week?
No, that just got canceled. That's why our ticket got
Oh.
voided. Shout out to them. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah.
As much as I wanted to see that game in the blizzard, now I'm like, hey, great.
We can talk about serious injuries, and we have to bring up Curtis Rourke because I don't think he's going to play the quarterback for Ohio.
Yeah.
And that's by far reason enough. But in general, when in doubt in the MAC, you take the points. But especially where, a championship could be riding on the line, or a championship berth anyway, And you have the one quarterback who's had a hell of a year, and if he's out, then I think Bowling Green is definitely the play.
Yeah.
Does this buy Leffler another year?
Hell yeah.
Leffler has already bought him another.
They're going bowling.
I would think
This
so.
is his first. I mean, if he ends up 6-6,
That's a great improvement over where he was.
And the trajectory is upward. You don't fire the guy now.
I don't know that the trajectory is upward because they were the most. This is the most experienced team in the nation. Out of
I'm
all,
just saying, like, when's the last time they won 6 games? Potentially 7.
I understand. That.
I mean, they look way better than they have been, and way more competitive.
They're actually an anomaly. As much as I've ridden them, they chart in the 110. They chart in the 100s offensively and the 100s defensively as well. They're an anomaly. Actually.
Remember this next year because they're going to lose a lot of that experience, and some people might expect them to be, a bowl caliber team again. Probably won't be the case.
Well, they've won games by 3 points, 3 points, 4 points, 4 points out of their.
I mean, they lost to an FCS.
6 wins. Yeah,
but
7 overtimes.
That's what I'm saying. I still don't know. Like, if he goes 6-7, they still might pull the plug.
Yeah, he's still not a great coach. This might be like him because I've never been a Leffler believer. But
that's what I'm saying. This game's huge for him. If he can go 7-5 and then get a bowl game and go 8-5 and say, hey,
and potentially win the MAC East. You're not firing him. Get out of here.
True.
Curtis Rourke, top 10 in a bunch of different statistical categories nationally, including total passing yards, passing efficiency.
It's in the family. He's Canadian, and his brother lit up the not the USFL, the CFL this year, and NFL scouts are apparently all over him, getting some reps in some camps this off season here.
I mean, this is the company this guy is keeping. Top 10, and I'll just pick a category: adjusted passing yards per attempt. C.J. Stroud, Grayson McCall, Hendon Hooker, Max Duggan, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Todd Centeio, and KJ Jefferson below him, Bo Nix below him. That's an elite quarterback. You
really just wanted to bring up that stat because Todd Centeio was in there, right?
Yeah,
it's like, let me just pick a random stat out there that also has the JMU quarterback.
Guilty as sure.
All right, let's hop on over to Thursday, where, for years I've lobbied, and I still will lobby, that Army and Air Force should play every Thanksgiving Thursday in the morning. They should rotate Navy and Army playing Air Force at, right when you wake up in the morning on Thanksgiving.
See, that's the thing about it. Like,
make me commissioner, and this is happening.
Army Navy was my stat, but you can't put that so early in the morning because I don't think the NFL is going to move their Lions.
I don't care about the NFL.
The NFL's not going to.
They're not going to move it.
NFL, how shitty is the NFL with their 3 dome games on Thanksgiving?
Pathetic.
Fucking pathetic.
But all that said, they're not going to move their morning or their 10 p.m. or 1 whatever it is kickoff for the Lions. So you got to go early morning.
No one wants to watch the Lions anyway.
I agree with that, but they're still not going to move it. So
here's what you do.
College football wants to challenge them.
College football needs to grab their nuts because next year the NFL is playing games on Black Friday. They're also they used to have this. I just read an article about a couple weeks ago that they used to have this like kind of marriage of like, hey, you don't touch Thursday and Saturday. They've
the Wild West now though.
They've crept into all of the college football's Thursdays, and now they're coming for Black Friday, which is a huge day in college football. And I say college football needs to grab their nuts and have a large playoff and play the games on fucking Saturday and
Sunday.
Yes, dude, I say go all in because a lot of college football fans like NFL too.
But so here's what you do on Thanksgiving. You start that Army Navy game or Army Air Force or whatever at like 11 a.m. Eastern time. So that way you kind of hook the audience into watching your game, and maybe they'll finish watching that game and then switch over to the second half of the NFL game.
I like it.
Yeah. There we go. Vote for Dundee. So here's what you got to do on Thursday then. All right. If you're like me and you could care less about watching the Lions game, I'll put it on because it's football, but I'm not going to be in the studio that day. And I noticed that Arkansas Pine Bluff is playing Alabama State that day, baby. Who we taking? I don't have a line. Who we taking? I'm on Bama State.
Me too.
Sure.
There you go.
Good talk.
Well, then Saturday night we have the Egg Bowl. And there's actually speculation. I've read on the message boards that they think I've seen some things that say Mike Leach might retire after this year.
Oh man,
really
brutal.
Look, I could see him being like, "Fuck this portal, fuck all this, I'm out."
He was frustrated this year, the whole way through, just frustrated.
Yeah. I could see that being a situation, but I think he's going to come back for another year. He's got Will Rogers back. I think the team will be better next year than this year. But it means that this is a potentially a huge Egg Bowl game going on here.
And he is 0-2 in the Egg Bowl.
Yeah. And thanks to Mississippi State's wide receiver that dropped that touchdown. Who was that? Malik Heath? I don't even know. But give me this line's at 2.5 right now. Ole Miss has been fool's gold all year.
Well, they start out 7-0, and now they're 8-3.
This team is not good.
And last week, first off, I think all the rumors surrounding Kiffin leaving, I think that affected them last week. And they came out flat, and they were down at the end of the third quarter, 42-6 at Arkansas. Now, they scored a couple touchdowns in the fourth quarter to dress it up a little bit, but they were getting completely destroyed. And you have to wonder, what's their motivation? How is the locker room taking the breaking news? There you go.
Hail State, baby.
I mean, when you consider that they only beat A&M by 3 in a game you were at and said that they were very much at
I watched that game.
Risk of losing.
I watched that game and I was like, this team, the Kentucky game. I watched the Kentucky actually should have won that game. Kentucky was the better team that day.
Got that penalty at the end.
Yeah. Now, Ole Miss was the better team over A&M. If you watch that game, I was there. Ole Miss was the better team.
That's not saying that much, though.
Yeah. It's true. JFK Bowl brought some heat this past week, man.
Are we all on Mississippi State? I think that's the way to go.
Yes. Although I want to real quick check the latest trends in Mississippi State. Beating Auburn in overtime, not super great.
What do you mean? Cadillac Williams is undefeated as a coach, buddy.
Prior to that, other than that overtime win, it's kind of the same situation. Losers of 3 of the last 4 and a close win in that one win that they did have. So both teams need this. It's in Oxford, but Lane Kiffin being that close to being out the door, I think benefits Mississippi State. So I'm going to take the Bulldogs.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Friday morning. Once again, this should be on Wednesday. Toledo takes on Western Michigan. You guys going to be watching this at 9 a.m. on Friday morning?
Absolutely.
I'll be watching it too, but I don't know. I guess there's such a short amount of games. But Toledo, Western Michigan, this is Toledo's looking for an 8-4 season. They've already clinched the MAC championship game. But it's vital, I believe, for the win total, which I think I took the under. I think their win total was at 8.
Was this one of your plays?
No. I'm just saying for the episode. Toledo's laying 8. I'll take the points at Waldo Stadium. Get your liquor pitchers at Waldo's Bar at Waldo Stadium. What are you doing here, Nick?
I think I agree with you. It wouldn't be a MAC game if we have an unclear injury situation. Those of us playing DFS last week, we were all surprised when Daquan Finn was a late scratch, the quarterback for Toledo. So I don't know what's going on there. Probably not coincidentally in his absence. They lost to Bowling Green last week. I think, I'm going to go with points. It's going to be cold. Last week it was Western at Central Michigan in the snow. All I know is it's going to be really cold with a chance of more snow potentially. So give me the points.
They both played Bowling Green back-to-back weeks. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, Western Michigan lost by 4. 2 weeks ago, Bowling Green lost by 7. So comparable performances against a common opponent lately. Yeah. I guess I got to go Bowling Green
Western Michigan.
Western Michigan based on that.
Well, especially knowing they might rest some of the players for the MAC championship. I do see a tweet right now by Lane Kiffin, who's capturing that tweet by John Sokoloff, saying, "That's news to me, John. Nice sources." And then he throws up a bunch of emojis.
And like 3 days later, he's going to say, "Yep, I'm going."
Oh, he was right.
Yeah. So, but at that time, he was not right. He was not right. I hadn't inked anything. Central Michigan's taking on Eastern Michigan. I got the EMU shirt on. Unfortunately, though. No. See, this is an interesting spot. Do the players get up because this is their bowl game? Or does Eastern Michigan cruise to 8-4, another great year under Creighton, which I think even if they lose this, it's a great year under Creighton. Hey, Colorado, if Deion Sanders is saying no, one of these guys you should call is Chris Creighton. All right, Jace.
Does Chris Creighton have any like ties to big time programs at any point in his coaching tree, or I got to take a peek.
What, and that matters?
I mean, I'm just trying to wonder what place would give him a job.
Well, he's from the Bay Area, I believe.
His coaching background: Concordia in Illinois as the offensive coordinator. The Limhan Griffins, who the hell knows where that is? Manchester, Ottawa.
Dude, he
Wabash.
coached in Sweden. He probably knows Mike Leach. Mike Leach coached in Sweden.
Maybe.
Serious.
But I'm just wondering, like, usually these coaches have to have some kind of connection or appeal to a certain or like place.
It's called winning.
Yeah.
Has Deion Sanders been a part of a major college football program as a coach?
No, but he has a humongous name.
Okay.
Chris Creighton is as sleepy.
He's 183
of a personality.
And 107 all time, and a lot of that is his first. A lot of those losses are the first couple of years at Eastern Michigan because it was such a disaster. I mean, this guy's had double-digit win seasons at Wabash. He's had double-digit win seasons at.
I'm not doubting the guy's credentials. I think he's a very good coach. You know, I think he's done amazing things. Eastern Michigan, when he took over that program, was
awful. It was the worst
shit.
in FBS.
Absolute dog shit. He's done great things, but where's he going to go? He could go to like a Michigan State, maybe if he want to jump up.
They would. I mean, I could see like an AAC job.
Indiana.
Indiana should, honestly.
Yeah, that would be actually a pretty good fit for him.
They really should.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, I'm actually going to take Central Michigan here because I think Central Michigan, this is their bowl game. They had a disappointing year. I think they go out with a bang. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with the Chippewas. Fire up Chips. What are you doing here, Nick?
Well, Eastern Michigan is actually 0-3 at home in conference play, which is kind of surprising. And they also are 0-4-1 ATS as a favored. That meant something when they were favored, but the line has moved. This opened, with Eastern Michigan as a 1.5 point favorite. Now they're what'd you say, a 2-point dog or something?
2.5 point dog.
2.5 point dog. I'm on the Chippewas too. They've been shuffling quarterbacks a lot. I think they finally found somebody in Bert Emanuel Jr. This guy, he almost ran for 100 yards last week in the snow.
Yeah.
I think Central Michigan may have found something with a mobile quarterback in Bert Emanuel Jr. Let me go with the Chippewas.
Hey, and Chris Creighton's profile. First, I mentioned he coached in Sweden. He's also coached. He took when he coached at Drake, he went and took a team to Tanzania.
Tanzania?
Yeah. Jeez.
Tarzania?
and then he beat a Mexican all-star team. He also coached in Austria. He also coached in Panama.
That is a deep dive, my friends.
Ambassador of American football.
Panamania.
Jeez.
He was in Ottawa.
Animaniacs?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I can't
against
read.
Ren and Stimpy and shit.
I mean, this guy's coached everywhere, man. Let's go. What are you doing in this game?
Chris Creighton, a much more lively, low-key lively character than you would think. He's like Indiana Jones, but the professor. What do we got here? Fuck you guys. I'm going Central or Eastern Michigan here on the wait, but this is in
Ysplanty.
Old Rynearson Stadium. I don't know. You guys might be honest. The funny thing about trying to compare these resumes is like at the end of the season with the MAC, they all have the same resume. They all played teams and lost or won by 7 points in
Sounds
every
like
single
the ACC.
Game. Yeah.
Well, dude, after talking up Chris Creighton that much, somebody has to take him.
Yeah, and guess what? Kobe's hyped him so long that
I'm on CMU though.
I know, but I'm going to take up for you.
There you go. Utah State's heading to the Smurf turf, take on Boise State. Boise State's already clinched. Dude, the ending of that game last week, Nick, did you get any eyes on the Wyoming Boise State game?
Just real quick, dialing back to this from a sheer record standpoint, we have a 7-4 Eastern Michigan team at home against it's in Central Michigan. Sorry,
no, it's in Ypsilanti.
Ypsilanti, and they are dogs, 2-point dogs to a 4-7 team.
It's the Wacky Mac, man.
That smell.
It's stupid is what it is.
That smell.
Dive into the smell.
Utah State's catching 16 points on the Smurf turf. Boise.
I did not see that. What happened?
Oh, this was hilarious, dude. So Wyoming's got the ball, a chance to drive down. They throw a pick. Boise, it's like, okay, Wyoming only has 2 timeouts, so it's like Boise's there's only like a minute and 30 seconds left. I don't even remember if it was a fumble or a pick, but Wyoming's defensive tackle ends up with the ball and he runs like 40 yards to the like Boise 12, maybe Boise 15, maybe. And you're thinking, oh, it's 20-17. This game's at least going into overtime, right? It's at least going into overtime. But Wyoming's quarterback, so it's one play after that play. So, like, I mean, the whole crowd is like, oh, my God, because Boise could have basically ran out the clock, I think. You know, they might have needed, you know, maybe either the first down or Wyoming would have got the ball back with a very little amount of time. But a key defensive play and like
it ended up being a touchdown for Wyoming, or was it?
No, you were watching this with me.
I know. I'm just forgetting what happened.
The defensive tackle took it all the way back to like the 15-yard line. Remember? Yeah. And like everyone was pumped. In the very next play, Wyoming's lawn chair quarterback, knowing that all you need is a field goal, the whole Mountain West title is on the line, throws it into double. Like the receiver's not open at all. It's just like a vertical right now. And he's like throws it in double coverage. You're like, what are you doing?
Big dick energy gone wrong.
No, but a field goal. It was one of the worst calls. Like worst decisions I've ever fucking seen. It's like, dude, be conservative here, and you're still going to be playing for a Mountain West championship here.
Craig Bohl has had a hard time developing a decent quarterback.
Except Josh Allen.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Him and then complete shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tulane. Oh, no. I'm on Utah State. I'm on Utah State. What do you guys
think? My first reaction was this was too many points, especially for a Utah State team that's won 5 out of 6. But Boise is 18-2 in the last 20 matchups in this series. And Utah State hasn't won in Boise since 1996. Also, these games have been blowouts. I don't think Utah State is ready for the cold and the physicality of Boise. I'm going to lay the points.
I'll say the physicality. I mean, Logan, Utah gets cold as shit too. But yeah, I'm going to take the points though, because Boise's kind of already clinched. I feel like there's a little bit of an edge for Utah State there. Patty C, what are you doing here?
Utah State's losses are pretty terrible, or wins are pretty terrible. With the exception of the San Jose State win this past weekend. Pretty impressive there. 16.5 too many. I'm on Utah State here.
Tulane. One of the games of the day. Tulane comes into Nippert. Take on.
Ooh, this is a great one.
Take on Cincinnati. The winner. Well, wait, let me break this down. If Cincinnati wins this game, and if UCF beats South Florida, I think it's already pretty much. It just matters on the location. I think I read that
UCF's already clinched.
Or no, if Tulane wins, they're in, right?
Yeah,
if Tulane wins, they're in.
The winner's in, the loser's out.
But that's in Orlando. If Cincy wins, the game's in Cincy.
I think so.
Yes, because
no, because they only have one. Tulane only has one conference loss. The other loss was to Southern Miss out of conference. So because of that one conference loss, there's no tiebreaker with UCF. They have the outright conference.
So it's Tulane at Cincy.
Seed.
So if Cincy wins, it's Tulane Cincy next week.
No, UCF's in either way, as long as they beat South Florida. But Tulane and Cincy, whoever wins is in, whoever loses out, because they both lost to UCF. Yeah,
but one of them will be in Orlando. Like if Tulane wins, the game's in Orlando.
No, because they'll still only have one conference loss if they beat Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but either the winner's going to have one conference loss. UCF has 2 conference losses. They're going on the road for the AAC championship. The winner hosts, the loser's out.
I saw this game's being called. They're calling for a heavy rain.
Interesting.
Heavy rain
favor.
I think it favors Cincinnati.
I think so.
Tulane, although they probably play in the rain a decent amount in New Orleans, they don't play in the cold rain. And I think this is going to be cold enough that they're not used to it.
Well, we looked at the Columbus weather report, and it's going to be a high of 50 on Saturday, assuming it's something similar in Cincinnati. You're looking at 40s and rain. That's tough to throw the ball around.
High of 54, and this is still at noon, so I don't even know that it will be at 54. Maybe until the I don't know. But give me the Bearcats to win this one. I think that if this game was in New Orleans, I'd probably take Tulane, but because I actually think on a neutral site, I would take Tulane.
Tulane, to me, and this is coming from a Bearcats fan, has proven themselves to be a considerably better team this year than Cincinnati, in my opinion. But Nippert's a tough place to play. What time of day is it? Is it a morning game? It actually favors Tulane a little bit. I don't know. I'm taking Tulane.
I don't think it does.
Oh, it's a little bit of a trip.
Yeah.
I think I just counted 32 straight home wins for Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I think you have to go back until 2017, the last time they lost at home.
Tough to discount that.
I'm going Cincy. I'm locking it up. First lock of the weekend, boys. Let's go Bearcats.
I'll join you on the lock.
Look, I'm a Cincinnati fan, but Tulane is just the better team this year.
Not a nipper, buddy. I'm locking it. NC Nick's locking it.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
For the worst. And that's going to happen. The turn is going to happen for the worst as the Bearcats. And you know, right now, I think I saw that Alabama could be penciled in to play the top group of 5, which could be Cincinnati again. We could see a rematch.
Oh, snap. And I don't know. Both teams considerably worse than they were last year. Tulane, though, is there something with the American, team of destiny to carry the torch forward for the American after UCF and Cincinnati leave? Do they want to get this done bad enough to get this W?
I mean, and by the way, Colorado, Willie Fritz, he's from fucking Kansas. He's coached in Kansas. He's coached in
makes some sense.
Texas. He's coached in New Orleans. Get in there and hire him. Come on. Just don't fuck this up. All right. Just do not fuck this up. All right. You got, to me, Deion is a win. Bronco Mendenhall even take as a win. Willie Fritz is a win.
How old's Willie Fritz? I'm gonna look that up.
Old enough, baby. All right.
But is he too old? Is the question.
There is no such thing as too old. We need wins right now. All right. Fuck. Hire June Jones.
He's
fucking 73 years old.
62. He's right on the fringe.
No.
For a place like Ole Miss, they're not going to hire.
I'm saying Colorado.
Oh, Colorado.
I don't give a shit about what Ole Miss does with their program. All right.
All right.
I mean, I want to watch the games though. All right. Friday, 9 a.m. Let's keep the locks rolling because Baylor's catching 8.5 against Texas. I will lock this one up. Baylor should have beat TCU. My plus 2.5 cashed. They got too conservative. I thought Baylor was the better team. They got too conservative.
Texas is Jekyll and Hyde, man.
No, this is the style matchup again. You got to see through it, dude. I was all over K-State beating Baylor. Now I was wrong taking the 9 with Kansas against Texas.
So what is the similarity, or is there a different style matchup that presents a problem for?
Well, Baylor is Baylor and Kansas State are the two most physical teams in the Big 12. Baylor's defensive line causes havoc.
Baylor's defense line, or the defense in general, is going to be able to slow down the Texas running game.
They're going to make Quinn Ewers pass, and even last week in Texas's blowout against Kansas, Ewers was still not great.
He was awful. He went 12 of 21 for 107.
That's what I'm saying. Aranda's going to lock down Bijan Robinson, and they're going to force Ewers to throw the ball. Lock it up, man. Sprinkle some of the money.
You know what? Yeah. I didn't have this locked up, but I was definitely on Baylor. You talked me into it. I'm going to lock it up with you.
Patty?
8.5 points is a lot. So, yeah, sure. I don't think Texas is that good.
Let's go. Lock it up.
You think Darrell K. Royal Stadium is a problem for Baylor here?
You get your Royal. I think maybe the Kansas City Royals are a problem, right?
Let me ask you this.
What's that?
I mean, this puts Texas is sitting there at what, 7-4 right now? What's their record? They are
7-4. They'll be 7-5 after this.
7-5. He's on a smoking hot seat again coming into the into year 3. Sarkisian.
Well, it's Texas. This is what you should do every year. They've only had one national championship since fucking 1970.
This is what they should do, or this is what they do every year?
No, this is what they should do.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Mike Norvell has a good year next year. He's from Irving, Texas, Dallas, essentially.
That would be hilarious because he would get destroyed.
Yeah, he would.
Big 12.
It'd be more the same.
Arizona State is taking on Arizona. What do they call this rivalry again? The dust up and the devil, because of the desert. The dust up. I'm going to call this the Dust Bowl. Arizona State taking on Arizona in the Dust Bowl.
I feel like that was like Oklahoma or something, but
yeah. But this is a real
history be damned.
There's no desert in Oklahoma. Come on.
True. Desert Dust Bowl.
Sand Bowl. Sandstorm.
In
the sandstorm. Yeah. Arizona's laying 4. I will lay the 4 with the Wildcats. Actually,
good call.
Actually, I think we even have music for this. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
I'm with you. I'll lock it up again. The locks are flying. We're just talking about two programs here going in opposite directions. What does Arizona State have to play for? Arizona, coming off, they've had some big wins this year. I think they just have all the momentum in the world. Give me the Wildcats.
Patty?
I mean, this is the team that just beat UCLA 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And here we have USC, who they played to a standstill, UCLA, projected for the playoff by most pundits out there. Yeah, Arizona's a pretty damn good team, and Arizona State sucks. Easy W.
Locking it? Yeah. Let's go. Is pundits a university? I never heard that word before.
I like Kai in the chat says, as a Baylor fan, he started drinking at 3 p.m. last Saturday and hasn't stopped yet.
Oh, hell yeah, Kai. Let's go.
I didn't know he was a Baylor guy. All right.
Have a Lone Star, buddy. I mean, I'm assuming that's throughout the whole state. I've never been to Waco.
A Shinerbach.
Yeah, Shinerbach's solid.
Or some Tito's vodka like I'm having right now.
No, that's definitely in Austin, though. So
that's true. What does Waco
drink? I'm sure they do. I mean, I don't know.
What was Karesh's beer of choice?
Yeah, that's a great question. It always goes back there. Waco's never going to escape.
He would do a Jaeger bomb.
Hello.
Right?
You do a shotgun. Come on. Speaking of which, get around to this at some point.
NC State. These guys tried to tell me I was going to lose money on the under in NC State. Come on. NC State is heading to Chapel Hill. Take on the Tar Heels. North Carolina is laying 6.5. NC State sucks. North Carolina does too.
With MJ Morris getting hurt in practice last week, NC State was on Ryan Finley's little brother, the fourth string quarterback entering the year. UNC at home, bounce back, rivalry game.
You know what's hilarious about this, Nick, is that UNC could go from playoff contention and AC. They're still going to the ACC championship, but they just lost to a third string quarterback at Georgia Tech. They could lose to a third string quarterback and a fifth string quarterback in the
playoff contender.
It's possible, but I'm with you. I don't think NC State's got the offense to hang around.
Patty, you want to lock this one with us?
You stunned me. I'm not trusting North Carolina with a lock after
losing bounce back spot.
Georgia Tech last week.
Mac Brown's going to go to Epstein Island. He's going to find himself and come back.
Eat some nanner pudding.
Don't you picture Mac Brown as like one of the guys behind like a Scooby-Doo painting where the eyes are watching? You know what I mean?
You have a much more sinister.
I just picture him at his house, his wife's like having a conversation, and he's just behind the fucking painting watching his wife
scoping the whole scene. I imagine Mac Brown as like Nick described him. He's on a Sunday afternoon eating banana pudding and I don't know, just being fat and maybe crocheting a little bit. He's old. The guy's fucking old.
Mac Brown's not crocheting. Come on.
I don't know.
He's on a back porch, like sipping on sweet tea.
Yeah. Mint julep or some shit. Look, North Carolina, they probably do bounce back. They probably do cover this. In fact, I'm pretty sure they do, but I'm not going to lock it on principle because fuck North Carolina.
All right.
But you had a stat that stunned me. Drake May has rushed for over 600 yards this year.
I don't think you've watched enough North Carolina football this year.
I have not.
You were very critical of Drake May. I'm like, dude, have you watched North Carolina?
He's crushed it. Other than last week against Georgia Tech, he's crushed it.
I think he's better than Sam Howell.
I mean, it's just, you know what it is? It's just, I see the same thing every year with North Carolina. It's like, okay, I got to buy this one again. That this guy's the Heisman hero, so.
But yeah, let's just give it to CJ Stroud, even though has he even looked that
great? Same thing.
He just at Ohio State.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not.
Hey, let's just give it to the Ohio State quarterback every year.
Yeah. Remember when they used to give it to like the quarterback of Houston or the quarterback
Ware, Ty Detmer,
or the quarterback of BYU or something? Now it's just you almost have to be in the playoffs.
I hate the Heisman Trophy. All right, I am on record for this. They could. We're throwing away all the bowl games, in my opinion. Throw the Heisman.
Oh. When's the last time you actually watched the ceremony? It's probably been 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it, and I think the year Rashaan Salam had it. I wouldn't fucking watch. I mean, right now I would watch a lot of other things. I mean, I just saw RoboCop 3 was on TV. I would easily watch RoboCop 3 over the
15th
for the 1500th time.
I think I just locked up 4 games in a row. So I think I'll promise you that this next game I'm not going to lock up. What is it, Colby?
Well, it's New Mexico at Colorado State. Your boys.
Not locking it up.
Your boys. That's one of the win totals. The win total locks we ate shit on.
Let's skip over that one.
I mean, Colorado State, haven't they improved pretty?
They covered last week. Only lost by 12 to Air Force. That was my play.
2-9. I guess you don't improve drastically with that, but
hey, if they win this, they finish the season 3-9. NC Nick was only 2.5 games off.
I saw that this line started at -7. Now it's -7.5. Money is coming in on Colorado State.
I mean, look, there's only one thing to do in a situation.
New Mexico
like this.
losers of 8 in a row here.
I think I'm gonna lay the points actually.
Such a heater.
I agree. Give me Colorado State minus the points.
7.5. I feel like
New Mexico's burned me too much, man.
Colorado State recently. Let me see. I mean, the big losses recently for New Mexico. Meanwhile, Colorado State keeping it relatively close against Wyoming. A couple bad losses though. I don't know. They both suck. 2-9 bowl. I will take Colorado State with you guys.
Colorado State. There we go. Next up, Arkansas heads to Missouri. Arkansas is laying 3. Arkansas was better than their record, man. And last week only confirmed to me that I really believe Arkansas would have beat LSU had KJ Jefferson played.
For sure.
It doesn't make any sense. I have a conspiracy going off here. Let's go.
This is Lock City.
No, but this is a conspiracy. This is my conspiracy here.
You've explained it to
KJ
me.
Jefferson was like healthy, and then he was injured for a bunch of weeks. He comes back against what? Who'd they play against? Liberty.
Yeah.
He misses last week. He plays Liberty, but doesn't play LSU.
And then comes
back and dominates Ole Miss. I think they want LSU in the top 10 there. Something doesn't make sense.
That's an idiotic conspiracy theory, but
something doesn't make sense there.
I don't know about that one, Colby. I think you're grasping at straws
Back
a bit.
to the left. All right.
This is not the JFK Bowl, but Missouri needs us to make a bowl game.
Not necessarily, but Drinkowitz already won when he got the extension. He's good.
I'm gonna go Arkansas though. I just think they're the better team. But Missouri's a lot better team at home too.
True.
So I don't feel great about this, but I'm gonna go Arkansas.
both of these teams, I mean, Arkansas, I've noticed over the course of this year, has a tremendous home field advantage. It gets absolutely slept on.
Yeah.
So going on the road may be a big difference for them, but I think they're the much better
Well, it's
team.
a personal game because you know who Arkansas's defensive coordinator is, right?
Who's that?
Barry Odom, who was fired
yeah.
like doing exactly, if not better than what Eli Drinkwitz does every year.
I think he was going bowling most years, right?
Yeah. So I'll take the Razorbacks. You're locking it, you said?
Yeah, I'm locking Arkansas.
Patty C.
Likes to live dangerously.
Yeah. He'll
Not
pick up
that dangerously.
Patty C's like one of those Arkansas fans will pick up a fucking raccoon. Or was that? Or no, it's a rat. It was a rat, right? Or was it a raccoon?
I think
No, it's a possum.
Possum.
All the same. Look, this team just beat Ole Miss last week by 15 points. A close loss to LSU without Jefferson, like you said. They're a far better team. They're a far better team.
I agree. They are better, and they'll settle it on the field. Next up, we got a little barn burner here going on, cause the legend of Spencer Petras only grows better and more and more and more. I can't talk.
And we know Brian Ferentz is one of the top offensive coordinators in the game.
Well, I mean,
top offensive minds in the game.
If you win, I don't understand why you're not hired as a offensive. Like if you they won 10 games a season ago, won the Big Ten West.
Right. What does the guy have to prove?
If they win this game, they win the Big Ten West. I don't understand why you wouldn't be hired away as a head coach of, I mean,
clearly
a good coach.
You
if you're
actually
winning
make
these games.
a decent point.
Yeah.
I wonder what the total number of team wins is before a coordinator typically gets hired away. Brian Ferentz is probably at the highest win percentage of any coordinator who's not getting hired away.
That's all I'm saying. You put Steve Sarkisian at Iowa as OC, probably put up the same, maybe less. Because Kirk Ferentz does his thing. Iowa's laying 10.5. It's too many points. I'll take Nebraska, but Iowa gets the dub, wins the Big Ten West. And you filthy whores, Big Ten. You should be playing this at Soldier Field or at Lambeau, but you make us go to that fucking roller rink in Indianapolis, all right? It sucks for Iowa, all right? You do that on purpose to hurt good football. Iowa gets the dub. Nebraska gets the cover. Patty C, what are you doing here?
I mean, Nebraska probably should have beaten Wisconsin last week. They were up, 14-0?
14-3, I think.
14-3. Wisconsin storms back, wins 15-14. The game is in Iowa City, but 10.5 points is like asking Iowa to score 500 points. So, yeah, I'm all over Nebraska here.
I disagree. I think I'm gonna lay the points here. At this point in the season, you have to look at motivation, and I don't know what Nebraska has to motivate them right now. I think any of their hopes, were crushed when Graham Mertz crossed that goal line under a minute last week, and they lost that game. They don't want to go into Iowa City and face Iowa right here. I think they're going to roll. I think this is like a 24-6 game or something.
You locking it?
No.
Oh, okay.
How many games has Iowa won by 10.5 points this year, or more than, or 11? Now I got to look at this.
Dude, that offense is really hitting its stride lately, man.
Yeah, I mean,
13 points.
You saw that winning pass by that lawn chair last week. Hit the tight end drag.
To Nick's point, they beat Wisconsin by 14 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So maybe I bet they barely cover. Maybe, I don't know. I'm still not taking Iowa on principle.
UCLA heads into Berkeley, California, where Cal's coming off a great win. And Cal, they actually had a pep rally around the football program. There was like a fucking huge turnout.
Dude, that Cal crowd was fucking great.
They were lit, man. They were chanting "fuck Stanford." What's going on? Can we just get that every week?
Can we admit that the Cal rugby shirt is the flyest thing?
It is awesome.
And I saw a million people wearing that shit.
It is awesome.
The flyest garment of clothing.
It is awesome. I'll be honest, like Cal, for being a bunch of nerds, I kind of like them. I kind of like they have that statue now that has them destroying a band, dude.
Yeah.
To make that a statue is fucking awesome.
They're turning a corner here.
Something's happening up there, man.
Yeah.
John Madden used to teach football there. Maybe we need to teach football there.
We should.
We should reach out. I'll send them an email. See if they get back to me.
Yeah. Give them
teach football gambling.
Yeah.
There we go. That's like some Harvard shit, and Cal just wants to be Harvard. We're on the cutting edge. We just sell that to them. Boom. Berkeley professors.
Harvard hasn't destroyed any band members that I know.
Every student has to have at least a 2-beer minimum every class.
Drop some acid.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun.
We will take samples of your acid.
Sleeping with the professors from any co-eds is encouraged.
Florida at Florida State. The sunshine battle. Whatever.
Hold on. Do we even pick that game? I'm on Cal.
We didn't. I'm rolling over here. I'm just drinking this vodka.
I think UCLA, we just saw the Dream Crusher last week. Home dog it up here in Cal.
I'm with you. Give me Cal plus 10.
That was a Dream Crusher, but the Dream Crusher was also the week before, and UCLA still performed admirably.
They lost to Arizona. What are you talking about?
That was the week before that they had their Dream Crush, and then they came to
no. That was the look ahead spot.
Yeah, they just lost to USC this past week.
Yeah, but they got their dreams of a national playoff berth crushed against Arizona, and then they still showed up.
You're going back 4 weeks?
Hey, what? I'm going back 2 weeks.
This is the third game.
All right, who are you taking in this game?
I'm taking UCLA.
All
they
right.
have a much more explosive offense than Cal can handle.
Cal's got a good defense. They're going to shut that gimmick bullshit down.
DTR goes off.
Give me the Golden
Zach
Bears
Charbonnet
plus
goes
10.
off.
All right. The Sunshine Battle, Florida heading to Tallahassee, where Florida State hasn't won a game since Jimbo left. The legend of Jimbo. All right.
Unbelievable.
Florida is catching 9.5 points. Just too many points. Give me the Gators bouncing back from that Vandy loss. It's a look-ahead spot.
Shout out to Noah in the chat. What's up, buddy?
I'll take the plus
The
280.
man, the myth, the
I'll
legend.
sprinkle some of the plus 280 money line.
Yeah, I know FSU's been crushing opponents, bad opponents, but this is a rivalry game. Florida even won last year 24-21. I'm definitely taking the points too.
Give me a fucking George W. Bush sound bite here. Because
It's easy to see a tide turn.
it is easy to see a tide turn, and we will see this tide turn drastically. This is a team that just lost to, admittedly, a much better Vanderbilt team than we've seen.
Well, you locked up Florida, and you said talent will rise to the top.
Well, that's right. And I learned
How'd
my
that work
lesson
out
the
for
hard
you?
way. And that's why I'm on the Seminoles this week to cover 9.5.
The problem
And
is,
you're a hater. You're a Florida State hater. And guess what? Florida State is going to cover 9.5 here at home.
I think Vanderbilt beat Florida State right now.
Get out of here.
I'm joking there.
Vanderbilt's a lot better than
No, but I am joking. They are a lot better, but I would take Florida State to beat Vanderbilt. But I stick to my comment. I would take UTSA to beat Florida State. I really would.
UTSA? Oh, that's not that big of a stretch there.
Well, I know that we debated that. We even got tweets about this. I would take UTSA to beat Florida State tomorrow.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
I think they're probably pretty similar.
Nick, where would you go on that one?
I think it's a battle. Where's the game at? Neutral site?
Yeah, let's put it in
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I think it'd be a great game. I'd go Florida State though.
I'm going
ACC
UTSA.
Of course, I'm an ACC homer.
Let me say this.
You're going UTSA?
Yeah, I go UTSA there.
Yeah.
Bowl game history says that that's the smaller conference, the group of 5 getting Florida State, or if not the FCS. But let me say this: Florida State, should they finish 10-3 this year, where do they start next year ranked? AP poll.
Oh, who gives a shit about preseason rankings?
Give me a fucking number because it's likely to happen.
Well, they get LSU in Orlando at the fucking World Campus fucking whatever bowl that is.
Jordan Travis has to be gone next year, right?
No, he's back.
He'll be
They
back.
should bring in a better.
How long has he been there?
They should bring in a better quarterback.
He's only like a sophomore.
No, I think next year's a senior.
Really?
They did that 2 years ago, and he still beat out Mackenzie Milton.
Maybe he will be a senior next year.
Or he might even be a junior. He might be able to take care of the COVID thing. I don't know. Everyone's Chris Winkie these days. All right.
Let me ask you this though. Give me a prediction. We're gonna test. I'm gonna bring this up later.
Well, they'll have them ranked high, but
Top 10 Florida State
they'll
preseason.
do that to you know why they'll do that? To do the they play LSU in Orlando.
Yeah,
to open the
to
season.
hype that game.
They're gonna hype that game.
Top 10 Florida
Yeah.
State next year. Once again, probably counterfeit.
Yeah. Patty C, you're taking the Seminoles
I
minus
am
9.5?
taking the Seminoles. Yes.
Wow.
By the
Those
way, I'm
spots.
taking LSU week 1 also.
Yeah, you can lock that up right now.
All
I guarantee you that. Like I'll put a lot of money on that one.
I'm not convinced of that.
Really?
How many times in a row do you have to fade Florida State in an opener? It feels like
One.
every year that you're
Last
throwing
year they
shade.
lost,
Yeah, but you said it wouldn't even be close against Notre Dame, and
Yeah,
they go to overtime.
but I underestimated the new coach factor.
I was on Florida State this year.
You
I
underestimate
mean,
them every year.
let's be honest. It still should have went to overtime. If it wasn't for a blocked fucking extra point, the game would have went to
True.
overtime. And I had a chance of covering. The line was like 3.
All right, last game Friday.
We have Wyoming, who's already lost. They're out. Taking on Fresno State, who's already clinched. I'm on Wyoming plus the 15 because Fresno State's clinched.
Too many points. Way
Yeah.
too many points.
Give me the Cowboys.
Agreed.
I thought about locking it. I'll be honest. I thought about locking it. What are you doing?
I think Wyoming plays a bit of a grinder style that's going to keep the score close.
Yeah.
So I'll go Cowboys.
All right. And now we get into the slate for Saturday. So that's all on Black Friday. Then Saturday comes in. But before I get there, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by WynnBET. WynnBET's now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today. Bet $100. Get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. All right, we are back on the B side on the college football experience as we break down Saturday's games. We've gone through MACtion Tuesday. We've gone through the Egg Bowl and FCS matchup on Thursday, and then all of Black Friday's games. And now comes Saturday's action. But first, I want to highlight before I don't have lines on these games. For whiskey? Is that what
Little
you're saying?
ice for you
Okay.
there, buddy.
Oh,
Come
I
on,
like
I'm the
it.
delivery
I like
man.
it. Okay.
There you go.
Thank you, buddy. You're a nice guy.
I try.
I want to highlight these games. On Saturday, obviously we have a lot of big-time FBS games, but we have the FCS playoffs, a real playoff with real automatic qualifiers, and just an awesome thing. So at 9 a.m. on Saturday, we have Elon at Furman. And feel free, guys, to give out any picks. We don't have lines, but I want this out there and known that you have the FCS playoffs. 9 a.m., Elon at Furman, 11 a.m. You have the Grambling Southern matchup, which is the 49th annual matchup of that. That is not related to the FCS playoffs, but it's a classic rivalry. Then you also have Davidson taking on Richmond. NC Nick, Davidson down there in Carolina. You going to ride with your Wildcats?
No, I'm on that Richmond football field. I'm going Spiders.
There you go.
And I was just at the Elon campus. I'm going Elon over Furman, too.
Oh, I like it. Then you get St. Francis, PA. Had a great season. Should have beat my Akron Zips. They head to Delaware to take on Delaware. That's going on at 11 a.m. on the West. Fordham, with Tim DeMorat, who's a fucking amazing quarterback that'll be in the NFL. They head to New Hampshire on Saturday at that same very time, 11 a.m. on the West, 2 p.m. on the East. And then at 1 o'clock, we get North Dakota at Weber State. I see they're calling for some snow.
Nice. Utah football.
Yeah, 2 o'clock, Gardner-Webb, Nick. Gardner-Webb, the running Bulldogs head to Eastern Kentucky. And then at 4 o'clock, you get Idaho at Southeast Louisiana, which should be a nice matchup there. And then at 7 o'clock, you get Southeast Missouri State taking on Montana in Missoula. Those are all the games on Saturday in the FCS front. Folks, do yourself a favor. Watch an FCS game this weekend. All right, support the FCS.
Give me a quick prediction on the outcome of the FCS playoffs here.
The whole playoffs, where there's a bunch of bye teams I didn't mention.
Sure.
Okay.
Give me. I mean, because
look, pod on that.
Yeah.
I just want a quick soundbite.
Flight.
I want to be involved in this thing. You guys have all the.
I'm sorry, but I got a flight like a few hours. I'm trying to get a couple hours of sleep tonight.
All I'm saying, I just want to bring up William and Mary. Okay, they're having a great run under Mike London. That's all I wanted to do. But I also wanted to gauge where you guys thought North Dakota State might finish, Sacramento State.
Yeah, it's a very interesting year. FCS playoffs always awesome.
Good times.
I do an FCS pod every week, folks. So subscribe to the College Football Experience. Check out the FCS pod. All right, now Saturday morning's action. Saturday morning's action for the FBS. We open up with a potential barn burner of a game as far as Conference USA implications for the championship game. Also, Willie Taggart's future in college football as a head coach.
Are we sure those are the implications there?
Yeah, I would think so. They're 5-6 if they don't go bowling. If he entered the season on the hot seat, I would assume if he goes 5-7 that they would pull the plug on Willie Taggart.
I want to look up the list of their seasons because obviously Lane Kiffin set the bar pretty damn high there, but
they're also paying him like Lane Kiffin.
That's true.
They can't be happy with his performance, and I don't think they're going to be happy with the Owls' performance come Saturday because I think the Hilltoppers are going to roll in there. I think they're going to smack around pretty good. I'm going to lay the touchdown, and I'm going to lock it up. And that's right. Play the music.
NC Nick locking up the Hilltoppers.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, so them and North Texas are tied right now in second, right?
Yeah.
Who has the tiebreaker? Didn't North Texas beat them?
I will pull that up right now. North Texas did beat Western Kentucky by 27.
So they need North Texas to lose to Rice. But that game's at 2 p.m. Eastern time. This game's first. So at first, the first thing they got to do is take care of business. I think they'll do that against FAU.
And the hilarious thing is they're thinking about firing Seth Luttrell at North Texas. From what I understand, like there's a lot of demand for that. I wonder if the players get up for him and win for him, so they go to the COSA championship. It's going to be hard to fire a coach that shows up in the Conference USA championship. I'm with you, though. I'm on Western Kentucky, and I think you just sold me. Lock it up. Let's go. Let's go.
+7 at home.
They're going to go down to the old folks' home.
Yeah, no one's going to be at that fucking game.
Take care of business.
I don't know, man. Look,
they're going to bring their pudding and Jell-O and
you're probably right.
Metamucil.
Prune juice.
Western Kentucky, a far more explosive offense, but only 7-5. Obviously getting trounced by Auburn last week, but prior to that, some pretty impressive wins. Blowing out Charlotte, blowing out Rice. Yeah. It's tempting to lock this, so I will ride with you guys.
Join
Should
us.
I lock it? Is this a
Being such a pussy.
All
dude.
right, Western Kentucky, lock it up.
There we go. Hilltop
it up.
Michigan heads into Columbus, Ohio. By the way, we cashed our over on Michigan's win total.
Easy. So easy. It's like, hi, we have the easiest schedule ever. We were in the playoffs last week. We're gonna put you at what 9.5?
I was baffled by the fact that who was it that tweeted out? Was it Heather Dinich? I don't know. Someone was like,
No.
Believe it or not, TCU has the hardest strength of schedule. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. No shit. They've played 2 more road games than anyone close to them. And they had a 2 road games outside of conference at SMU and at Colorado. Meanwhile,
and
Big
they play
12,
9 conference games.
and the Big 12 is the best conference. I'm so sick of people.
I thought you were going to bring up that tweet. According to the ESPN analytics, the Michigan strength of schedule is awful, but not as bad as UCLA's, right?
Non-conference.
Yeah.
Supposedly they're non-conference.
No. That. Tell me you don't see the how jaded the system is here.
Yeah. What is according to ESPN analytics? Okay.
FBI,
What does that mean?
FBI is such bullshit.
Dude, they said Michigan's at a conference schedule is harder than UCLA's. Somebody show me how that's possible. South Alabama is on the verge of going 10-2.
Yeah.
Bowling Green is a bowl team already, right? They're already a bowl team. And then you have Hawaii, Colorado State, and UConn, who's 6-6.
And the funny thing is, wasn't it Michigan who canceled the game against UCLA?
Yes. But I don't
Even
understand.
Alabama State is 6-4.
That's what I'm saying. They're decent. They have
FBS
Levante
level.
Chenault. They have some good guys there. Like, what? I would take Alabama State to beat Hawaii, especially Hawaii in the first 3 weeks, right? This is ridiculous.
You could say
how does
UConn,
ESPN not explain?
UConn
6-6 though. They went 6-6.
is a decent win though.
They lost to Ball State. Bowling Green is better than Ball State.
Did they beat Ball State head-to-head?
I don't know that they played, but I'm saying Bowling Green is still alive. Like, they have a better record than Ball State.
Bowling Green might go to the MAC championship
That's
game.
what I'm saying, dude.
I agree.
There's no way to how are their analytics doing that? How is their ESPN algorithm saying that Michigan's out of conference schedule is harder than UCLA?
Especially when South Alabama is a pretty damn good
South
team.
Alabama should be fucking ranked. No one. You see,
it's fake news.
it is. It is.
I know.
Incredibly hard to swallow, dude. It is all rigged. It's all fucking rigged.
I know we joke around about the term fake news now, but that really is. It's like it's I don't know. It's something made up to purposely sway people into thinking that.
Yeah.
And without going behind the scenes and say how are those analytics possibly coming out with that determination?
Yeah. How are those objective at all? That's the same thing with the game control thing, where one team starts at an advantage in the game control metric. It's like how is one team before kickoff got a 90% chance of winning? This is not an objective metric that we can use to evaluate these teams.
It's only there to help. To only influence their rigging of this shit, in my opinion, because it's unbelievable to me. Like, Colorado State lost to an FCS team by 30 fucking points. How can you tell me? I would love an explanation. I would love for someone to
this is
explain.
one of the most ridiculous things, because it's specifically their out of conference schedule. It's limited to those 3 games.
Yeah, same as UCLA.
And
both have 3 teams.
UCLA's
and so what's going to happen? People are going to see that tweet. They're going to spew that information without fact checking it. It really is. It's a definition of fake news.
Yeah, it really is. More fake news could be happening on the football field in Columbus, Ohio. Is Blake Corum going to play? Is Blake Corum going to play? He was handing out turkeys like it was nothing. Shout out to him and shout out to that. He gets paid by the NIL and then he uses some of his own fucking money to hand out turkeys. All right.
Did he do that last year, or was that this year again that he did that?
Oh, I don't know.
He's a gentleman and a fucking scholar.
Maybe I'm believing fake news. I don't fucking know. Because it's not even Thanksgiving. Who gives it? I mean, I guess you get a turkey. You get a turkey this weekend. I almost bought one on Sunday. So
he's hobbling around on a bum knee, giving out turkeys.
Ohio State is laying 7.5. There is an 8 out there, I'll say. But give me Michigan and the points. Let's go. Both these teams didn't look great last week.
Hold on.
Noah says Blake Corum is playing.
Amazing deed he did with the turkeys. He's done it 2 years in a row now.
I don't care about all that turkey shit. He's playing.
I like turkey. You don't like turkey. Me and NC Nick got into this. I love fucking turkey, man.
Well, you know what you need with turkey? A, motherfuckers need to know how to trap in the moisture, and then B, a good amount of gravy. A dry ass turkey with no gravy is disgusting.
What?
I'm more of a side guy. I like the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, the sweet potatoes, the cranberry, the green,
ambrosia.
What?
That is
Don't
good.
sleep on the ambrosia.
Colby introduced me to that
Yeah.
shit. That's just
I don't know what that is.
Marshmallow salad, buddy. You know what it is.
Never heard of her.
Marshmallow salad, man. Our own aunt would make it all
Yes,
the time.
of course. I know that. Yes, that's tasty. Anyway, I'm with you. I'm going to take the points too. I don't feel great about it because I think the rain, obviously, if it is going to be, a decent amount of rain, that favors Michigan. One of the reasons why Michigan won last year was it was in the snow at Michigan. So, but I'll take the points.
Guys, I know we're going back down the rabbit hole. How are both these teams ranked ahead of TCU?
I mean,
they started higher because they have bigger names because they're in a bigger conference.
Dominant, but I'm saying TCU's played good teams.
Yeah, they
haven't played good teams.
They've been suspect against the good teams that they have played. With the exception,
and they played like 3 good teams.
Michigan
TCU's
whooped the
played like
shit
8.
out of Penn State. Granted, they pulled away late, but
that was impressive.
Yep. Ohio State, the one
TCU
good game they
ranked
played.
Higher them or ahead of
Just
them.
based on resume, I agree with you. Of course.
I didn't realize I had the basketball up in the corner. I changed that right now, folks.
Whoops.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mr. Munson.
How do you see you're locking up Michigan money line? You talked a big talk all offseason about this one.
Corum getting a little banged up is a concern here. The rain does help. Michigan is counterfeit. Ohio State's a little bit counterfeit. Both teams will lose in the playoff, but Michigan will cover. I don't know if they're going to win outright on the road.
Yeah, Michigan's covering that. I'm on it. I almost locked it. Georgia State is taking on Marshall. Marshall's laying 6 in Huntington. Bring your dentist. Georgia State can no longer make a bowl. All right.
Is this something West Virginia related? Bring your toothpaste, bring your dentist. Are we taking shots
just
on
take them to a game? That's all
West
I'm
Virginia
saying.
dentistry here?
No.
And, oral hygiene in general.
Well, that's been a running joke for a long time about the fine people.
How long you been doing this shit?
I never understood what bring your toothpaste meant. You would just say it, and I'd be like, what the fuck does that mean?
It means they should shampoo with it, motherfucker.
Okay.
All right? What do you think?
I never made the connection that it was a West Virginia team.
No, I say it for Arkansas too.
Okay, so bring your toothpaste. Okay. I'm slow on the uptake here. I'm about 20 weeks slow on the uptake here.
For the Rider basketball team, he says, bring your moving quilt, which I think you should switch it up and say, bring your dolly. That's what you use to move something personally. But, I think this is too many points, guys. I'm going to take the dog.
I'm on the dog, and I think moneyline play here plus 180 because their styles are similar.
Yeah.
Their styles are similar. And once
to
again,
me, this has like a field goal game written all over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah. Marshall's the better team at home. They're going to get this done. Georgia State counterfeit last week, jumping out ahead, taking advantage of 2 fumble returns for touchdowns against JMU. Marshall gets it done in the fourth quarter to cover this.
West Virginia fired their athletic director, and I did see some news that who knows? Some guy that covers West Virginia said there will be shocking news coming very shortly. Maybe that means nothing. Maybe that means something.
Yeah, I would think it would be more shocking if they didn't fire him. So maybe that's the news.
No, I think the shocking would be Rich Rod, right? Because of the way he left West Virginia.
There's a lot of vitriol there.
Yeah, it could mean a lot of things, though. Could mean there's a second dentist in town. West Virginia's catching 9.5 in Stillwater. Is Spencer Sanders playing this?
He played last week, but I don't think he's all that healthy. And why play him if he's not 100%? And if he isn't 100%, if he doesn't play, Oklahoma State is nowhere near as good. I'm gonna take the points. I'm gonna that kid Garrett Green.
Yeah,
he looks decent from Tallahassee, Florida. So let me go West Virginia to at least cover.
That's another one though, where you see like Ellingsworth, who plays at Nevada. Like that's what I mean by the portal changing things. Is Oklahoma State's drop off from back quarterbacks is gigantic.
Dude, you know what's been huge with a couple teams in the Big 12 having a backup quarterback? Look at Kansas. Look at Kansas State.
Yeah, you're right.
If they didn't have those guys.
You're right.
Their seasons would be over basically, and that's what happened to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, well, especially with Kansas, with Jason Bean, a North Texas transfer that played a lot of games at North Texas. So,
and he knew last year when he was at Kansas, he lost the job to Daniels late in the year, and he knew he was going to come in this year as a backup. But he chose to stick with him and not transfer out. To his credit.
Yeah, no, you gotta like that. You gotta like that. Patty C, what are you doing here?
I'm gonna agree with you guys. I think it's too many. Actually, wait. Yeah. No, I'm gonna agree with you. It's too many points. 8.5. Oklahoma State
9.5.
9.5.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State losers are 3 of the last 4, getting smacked in several of those. Granted, on the road, it's a different game. And wait, those were. Why am I struggling? Yeah, Oklahoma State. Now they're hosting West Virginia. Does that make a difference? Does West Virginia? They typically struggle on the long road trips.
It's probably Neil Brown's last game. I think they send him out with a bang.
Morgantown, you'll always be home sweet home to me.
Well, not Neil Brown, but I mean, for a lot of the other players, perhaps.
Who is the quarterback? You said the backup quarterback's got that Florida. There's like
Garrett Green from Tallahassee.
I feel like Tallahassee and Morgantown have one of these like uncanny connections because like the Bowdens used to go back and forth. West Virginia,
They're basically sister cities.
Their dentists go back and forth.
The one dentist goes to.
That's right. So this is my Tallahassee week. I'll be back in Morgantown next week.
That said, wait, did we have a ruling on Spencer Sanders?
I don't know. We don't know.
I'm taking Oklahoma State at home.
Really? I'm taking West Virginia.
No, you're right. Oklahoma State has lost 3 of the last 4 pretty bad. I'm going West Virginia.
Rutgers, Patty C's boys are heading into College Park, Maryland, where all dreams come true. All right. Maryland's laying 14.5. This was hard, man.
Talk about a shitty game, man. They were saying that nobody shows up to Maryland basketball games anymore. Well, this is going to be an empty stadium too, because who gives a shit about this game? I mean, I guess if you're Maryland,
that absolutely kills me. It's like West Virginia football too. West Virginia, believe it or not, has had some attendance problems in the Big 12, and I just heard about that. Was that they were talking about how, a lot of people. It's not like they're empty, but like the Maryland basketball stadium was fucking empty the other day.
Yeah,
which is crazy because we grew up in the area.
They had awesome fans.
They had you could argue that they were one of the best in the nation, and they completely ruined that because they don't give a shit about playing Nebraska or
They
Iowa.
were voted, most likely to throw a battery at an opposing player's parents.
Yeah, and that's what we love about college sports.
I'm gonna go Rutgers here. I think it's too many points. Even if you go back to Maryland's wins, Northwestern 7, Indiana 5. Don't bet this fucking game, but give me the points.
I'm with you. The hook.
I'll
take it.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, let's be honest. Pretty respectable. I mean, is Penn State better than we're giving them credit for? Because Maryland kept it close against Michigan, 7 points.
Maryland has one win against a team with a winning record in SMU, and even in that game, they were outgained by 100.
All I'm saying is that maybe is not Penn State better, or Ohio State and Penn State. Or Ohio State and Michigan closer to Penn State than we realize. I think Penn State might just be like one step behind both of those teams.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. And I asked this question a couple weeks ago on the pod. Maryland plays Florida State tomorrow in El Paso. Who are you taking?
Florida State. Easy.
Nick?
Florida State.
I'm taking Maryland.
I don't think so.
Maryland gets up against the better teams, man.
True.
I think
played Michigan and Ohio State pretty closely. Not Penn State though.
I just think their offense would be able to go. I think they
also
more guys.
played Indiana and Northwestern pretty closely.
True. But I mean,
that said, with that data alone, you got to go Rutgers here.
Yeah,
especially given the hook.
I agree. All right. Well, next up after that, we have South Carolina taking on the Clemson Tigers. What is this? The Palmetto Bowl. Shout out to the old Palmetto Bowl. They're getting 15 points right now.
Lock.
I'm all over South Carolina.
Money line.
Yeah.
Fucking money line. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'll lock it.
Guys, just realize before last weekend, you wouldn't have been saying all this.
No, I would. No.
I would lock this before last weekend.
I would take.
You were saying money line?
No, I wouldn't say money line.
Clemson has owned USC.
I did not say money line. I said I wouldn't lay 2 touchdowns with Clemson against a lot of Power 5 schools.
I locked up Clemson last week. They cashed, crushed Miami.
Well, that's like one of the worst. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay,
I'm with you. I'm just giving you a little bit of a hard time because there is going to be a little bit of an overreaction to South Carolina from last week, but still, it's too many points.
Locking it with us?
Give me the Cox. No,
coward. Me and Patty C are locking up the Gamecocks.
Here's the thing about Beamer Magic. I feel like he gets up for big games.
Never fade a Beamer in a big game.
That's right. The opportunity to knock 2 teams out of the playoffs in consecutive weeks, that is going to make the Beamer star rise and shine so fast.
Well,
Okay.
it would be huge for the state and for all their fans if they could beat Clemson. That
The
would
road-
be even more important than beating Tennessee.
It's true.
Uwe
This is a fun game, actually.
Uwe Ungale actually threw 34 passes last week.
Wow.
He completed 22 of them, which is like great for him. 220, 227, 2 interceptions and a touchdown. Probably one of his better games of the season, but Miami's terrible. Miami's a terrible football team.
Yeah.
I think South Carolina is on another level than Miami.
Oh, for sure.
So
I was watching
I'm
the
taking
Feinbaum
points.
show. One of those redneck women were talking about Tennessee was drinking the Rattler poison. You see what we did there? Spencer Rattler got him, and I don't know if he throws for 6 touchdowns again, but
that drink is vegan though.
they certainly cover.
Army heads into Amherst, Massachusetts.
20 points.
20 points is too much. Army bleeds the clock. I will take the 20 points in UMass.
You're locking?
I am.
Oh wow. I'm taking the 20 points too, but I'm not
UConn would have
locking.
hit last week. UConn would have hit last week if it wasn't for a fucking interception late in that game. Give me the 20 points in UMass. They just fucking lost to A&M by 17.
All right. You're the
Who's
man.
better,
You're
Army
the man.
Who's better, Army or
Army's better.
Okay. It's close. It's at McGuirk.
Hey, no one goes into the McGurk and gets a dub. All right. What are you doing here?
It is a little too many points. I'll go minimum.
Locking it?
No.
Coward. ODU is heading to South Alabama. South Alabama's laying 16.
After ODU's recent losses, I'm laying the points.
Yeah, I thought about locking it. I'm not going to, but I will lay the 16. And South Alabama will move to 10 and 2. But yet UCLA's schedule. No, UCLA's schedule's worse. South Alabama's fucking,
they're in the Cotton Bowl, but
yeah.
Here's another situation where South Bama and Troy are currently tied in the Sun Belt West. Winner goes to the championship game, and Troy owns the tiebreaker. So South Bama needs to win. ODU was down 27-0 to App last week. They came back, dressed it up 27-14. That game was a blowout, though. I'm going to lay the points here, definitely. I'll lock it up.
NC Nick locking up the Jaguars.
It's tempting. It's not a bad play.
Not going to lock it, but I'm on South Bama. We got a barn burner going on. New Mexico State heads to Lynchburg, Virginia to take on Liberty. Liberty's lost 2 in a row. What happened? It's at Williams Stadium on ESPN Plus. Spread is 24 points. You know that's too many points when it's Liberty. They lost to UConn. They almost lost to Akron. New Mexico State's better than Akron. Give me the points. Give me the 24 points with the Aggies.
They also beat BYU by 27.
No, that's what I'm saying. They get up for their games, but they're letdown spots. We've gone through this. They beat Gardner-Webb by 1, buddy. Nick, what are you doing?
Last game of the season. They don't
I'm
get
going
up.
to lay the points, actually, for some reason. No real good reason why. It's a long road trip for New Mexico State. I think Liberty might be a little pissed after a couple L's.
I'm with Colby here. I am taking the points.
Boom. The Georgia Bulldogs are hosting the Yellow Jackets. The same Yellow Jacket team that just knocked off potential national champion, the North Carolina Tar Heels. Georgia Tech's getting 36. Last time this game was played,
Yeah. Recent history.
they won 45-0.
I think I'm on Georgia.
Shit.
I don't know. They haven't looked as dominant this year, that's for sure, but I guess I'm going to go Georgia.
I am going to pull up the recent history of this and see.
I'm taking the points.
What was the spread again? Sorry.
What?
35.
36.
Last 2 games, Georgia's won by 45 points. Prior to that, 24-31. They lost by 1 only 5 years ago. That's surprising. I'm taking. I got to take Georgia Tech.
They lost in the Paul Johnson game, dude.
That's so many points. 36. That's so many points.
Taking the points. Coastal Carolina heads into Bridgeforth Connect Stadium, and they're getting 13.5 points. This was at 14 just this morning, I feel like. I'm all over Coastal here. I thought about locking this.
That's absurd that they're favored by 14.
Yeah, we talked beforehand. And look, we know Big Bird's out, McCall, but we trust Jamie Chadwell. Coastal's this is gonna be a close game here. I'm gonna take the points. I'm gonna lock it up.
I'm with you. Let's go.
I'm only not locking because it's my boys, but
think about the bettors out there.
Fuck?
Lock it.
No. Look, I'm not a scumbag like you guys.
Kent State is heading into Buffalo to take on the Bulls. The Bulls are trying to go bowling. They need a dub. Kent State's getting 4. I will take the Golden Flashes +4. What are you doing here, NC Nick?
Yeah, I'm on Kent State too.
Patty?
4. I mean, Lindquist was doing some things earlier on, but I feel like they've slipped a little bit.
They've lost 3 straight. Or no, they've lost 2 straight.
How's the
but
weather?
make it 3 straight.
I don't know that Kent State is any more affected than Buffalo is. By
How's
the way,
the weather? Cold, but your ass is
your ass gonna be real hot when I'm done with it. Shout out to Private Parts. Yeah, the losing streak says Golden Flashes.
Oh man, East Carolina. But let's talk about Patty C's always asked me, "Hey, what's my coach rating on Mike Houston?" Let me ask him.
After a win, it's an 8. After a loss, it's a 4. Actually, I don't know if it's ever been above a 6.
I would like to know what your opinion of Mike Houston is after that performance.
That was a bad performance.
Inexcusable.
What would you give him as a 1 to 10 scale as a coach of East Carolina
On that fucking performance
this season?
Let me. What are they? 6-5 right now?
6-4.
6-4.
No, 6-5. 6-5. You're right.
I think the over/under was 6.5. You need this W, Colby.
Yeah, I do.
So based on the fact that this is their best season in how many years? 5.
Last
6?
year they won 6 games.
Okay, but assuming they win this game coming up,
That's a big assumption after a team that just lost by 39 at home.
No worse than their best year in the last 5 or so years. I would say
he's a good football coach.
Doing fine.
Doing fine. NC Nick,
I think we have a different opinion of like
Nick's opinion.
Quality
he's an NC
of the
State guy. He's a
ECU
Duke
program.
guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened last Saturday. I didn't watch it. I was texting Colby like, Colby, what the hell is going on here? My DFS lineup had a bunch of Pirates on it. Their offense did nothing. Their defense did nothing.
Look, do you think
people in the stands were puking?
Yes. Watching our kicking game all year, they were puking.
One thing you want as a coach, a really good coach, you get like a consistent effort from your players. So what happened? What happened last weekend?
Fucking excuses. Oh, it's got to be consistent. It's got to be the special teams. How about they whipped fucking UCF by 21 points? The team that is playing in the AAC championship. They lost by 2 points on the road at Nippert. Probably one of the closest games played at Nippert.
Which makes this game so much more bizarre. What the hell happened?
Sometimes there's a bad matchup.
That falls on the coaches.
Senior day in Greenville, last home game.
I can't really argue last game, but I would say over the course of the entire season, it's getting better. He's not. I would have figured them as like a 7 or 8 win team by now, so he's a little underperforming.
Yeah,
but
I think that roster is better.
I'm not calling for his head, but if he next year, so say they go 7-5 this year, next year new quarterback. They only go 6-6.
That's a blessing. Fuck Ehlers. He sucks.
Oh, here we go again.
He fucking sucks, man.
Such a ridiculous statement.
It's such a stupid.
It's a guy that watches 20 minutes of ECU football every 4 weeks.
No, I every time I flip on the TV, I can identify a good quarterback.
He's not handsome enough. That's a problem.
Yeah,
he's
not handsome enough.
He's better than John Rice Plumlee.
At throwing little 5-yard outs.
Being a quarterback. In the AAC.
Look, guys, what are you doing with this game here? I'm tempted to take the points.
I'm laying the points.
What was the spread? Sorry.
12.5.
ECU covers by 1 million.
Really?
Lock
Temple's
it up.
Not that bad.
Lock it up, ECU.
Wow.
Temple at home is tricky.
Yeah.
You guys are idiots.
Patty C locking it. Yeah, how'd that Florida play work out for you last week, buddy?
Oh yeah, we're gonna dig it all up. We're gonna give me every bad play. Hey, let's go down the Colby highlight reel. Yeah, fucking Justin Herbert's not shit. He's not going to do shit in the pros.
Okay.
I don't think who's the Bears quarterback right now.
Justin Fields, he sucks.
Justin Fields is not going to do it. He's doing pretty damn well.
What? He's about to get. Everyone's talking about this. He's going to get benched.
I mean, actually, you were right about that. Against a tougher defense, he has a hard time.
No,
but he shines against a poor defense.
Justin Fields?
Yeah.
Dude, have you paid
I
attention to the news
watching
lately?
Look, yada yada.
No, the Herbert one I'll give you.
Guys, I'd love to go on all night about this, but we're already over an hour and a half. We got a bunch of games left.
Challenged me on fucking Florida Vanderbilt last week. Fuck you. Akron is taking on Northern Illinois. Akron's catching 10. I should lock this. Zips are going to get this one, man. This is the one they're going to get. And you're going to see that we were this close. But you know what? We cashed it anyway. We didn't cash it. It did nothing. It's nothing. It's a show about nothing. All right. Akron plus 10. Give me that all day. Nick, what are you doing?
I'm going to lay the points, actually. Come on. At Northern Illinois.
Akron's had 2 weeks off to prep for this.
This is an absolute shit fest, man. This is why MAC football sucks.
But Virginia fucking Boston College is elite.
I'm not saying ACC. I'll say ACC.
Do I need to be y'all's marriage counselor? Can you come over to my house and sit on my couch and we'll just talk things?
You would be a part of this if it wasn't for your little flight. All right.
Well, if we keep on going, it's possibly 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that's what
I'm gonna get done at 2 a.m. I'm gonna have to drive straight to the airport.
That's what the people want. Frankly, that's what they expect.
Akron losers of 9 straight. The vast majority, actually, a couple close games in there.
They almost beat your Liberty Flames. Your Flaming Libs.
10 points. 10 points. No. You said it yourself. Northern Illinois, one of the bigger home field advantages in the MAC, if not the biggest. I'm taking the Huskies.
Ooh, there you go. Rice heads to North Texas. Seth Luttrell. Cool. Wouldn't that be great? You go to the CUSA championship and they still fire you. It'll be a strong fuck you to him.
I'm out on Rice, man.
Yeah.
They're playing for a bowl game here. They're playing for a bowl game.
I don't care. They fucked me last week.
I'm taking Rice in the points.
I'm going to lay the points. Rice's last 2 games, they were a nice little story which I was kind of touting a little bit. But once competition increased, last 2 games, they lost 45-10 against Western Kentucky, 41-7 against UTSA. The Mean Greens at home, they need the win. I'm going to lay the points, definitely. Think about locking it,
man.
He was touting it. He ordered a Tommy Kramer Rice jersey. All right.
Who was that quarterback receiver combo 7 or 8 years ago? They were
Jared Dillard.
Yeah, who was the quarterback?
Oof.
They were putting up crazy.
Dillard was wide out. Yeah, Dillard was nasty.
Yeah, good pull.
Only Nick Dent is up on Rice.
There we go. So you guys are both taking North Texas. You locking it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not locking it, but
Nick's locking it.
Locking it.
Mean Green. NC Nick saying lay the 13 with the Mean Green. We got the Governor's Cup going on at noon on Saturday. Louisville is heading to Lexington, Kentucky, where Louisville's catching 3.5 points. Wrong team favored. The only thing to watch here is Malik Cunningham might not play.
Yeah.
I will take Louisville. I think Louisville's the better football team this year.
Yeah, I think this year they actually have the interior that they're not going to be pushed around in this game. So I'm on the Cardinals too.
I had the money line. Bet the money line on this.
Louisville has shown the higher ceiling. The loss against Clemson is their only loss in their last 6 games. The Boston College, if they don't lose by 1 on the road, then they've won 7 of their last 8. Yeah, I think you're right. Louisville's a play here.
Troy is taking on Arkansas State. Troy's playing to get in the Sun Belt Championship. They got to lay they're laying 13.5. Butch Jones is fucking terrible. How bad is Butch Jones? They're gonna give him next year too, right? This is
probably.
He recruits well. Give him the fucking job. That's what makes a coach great.
His only wins this season. Well, he beat ULM by 17, right? Besides that, he whooped Grambling's ass, Hugh Jackson's first game, and a 2-point win at home against UMass.
I feel like Butch Jones is friends with the guy at 24/7 Sports or something, and they just hype him up and get him paid, and he just fucking underperforms.
I'm gonna lay the points here. Troy finally beat somebody by more than a field goal last week. I think they can do it again.
I'm gonna lay the points too.
I'm with you.
Wake Forest is heading to Durham, North Carolina. Damn shame NC Nick's not gonna be here. Watson supporting his Blue Devils.
This is a
Damn
tough
sure.
game to pick.
The Elko Bowl, former DC of Wake Forest.
Mm.
And that's why I'm going Duke. I'm going home dog with Duke. They're going to win. Money line. They're going to cover, obviously. Let's go Duke.
I'm locking up Duke.
I'm not locking.
Wake doesn't look like the same Wake.
What happened in that Pitt game? I'd be lying if I told you I caught enough of it.
They covered.
But why was Pitt favored?
Because
Wake's
Duke
not that
never
good.
gets any.
And one thing, Pitt's defense really shut down the Duke run game. It was a very cold day up in Pittsburgh, and the Duke run game really went nowhere. But they still covered.
So wait, you locked it up, even though they just took a loss to Pitt, and here they are playing.
I think, well, you got to remember, Mike Elko has coached with Dave Clawson.
Because I understand how the bastard thinks. I taught him. Now I own one.
Wake Forest is 7-4. What is Pitt's record this season? Pitt is 7-4 as well. So
What are you doing, buddy?
look,
Sit here. You take your little fucking time.
I take my time. I'm taking Duke to cover 3.5 at home.
Let's go. They're gonna win it outright. Illinois is taking on Northwestern. Illinois looking to go 8-4, close out the season.
Be a great second year.
Northwestern looking to go winless in America.
Nick called me out on not having the nuts to take Illinois.
Yeah,
when we did our preseason, and that's valid.
Yeah.
I should have.
He talked a lot of shit.
I thought he had one more year to get there. He's a year ahead of schedule. Bielema's doing it. They're gonna. I don't know if they cover this though. Yeah, they do. They cover this easy.
14? I'm
I don't know why.
I'm on Northwestern, man.
They covered against Purdue last week.
Cannot lay 2 touchdowns with these teams in the Big Ten West.
Illinois is just a far better team than Northwestern. And look, Pat Fitzgerald, he wants to get physical, right? But Illinois,
Ohio State's a far better team than Northwestern. Northwestern covered.
Okay,
They made it a game.
This game here could be like 30-0. I mean, I certainly don't love it, but for some reason, I just think it's going to be kind of ugly and close.
Chase Brown is going to run for 220, and Illinois wins by 20 points.
Wow. I'll take Northwestern in the points. Memphis heads to SMU. Patty C. Silverfish is bowl eligible.
Are these the exact same teams?
No, SMU's a little bit better. And that's why I lay the 4.5 with SMU. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
They're a little bit better. They're like a field goal better. They're not 4.5 better. Give me the points.
Yeah, I'm with Nick. I'm on Memphis.
Oh, man. Auburn is heading in. Cadillac is driving into Tuscaloosa. Was it an Auburn fan that poisoned the trees, or was it a Bama fan?
There's an
Auburn
fan that poisoned the trees at
Both
Auburn.
you guys are saying.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Toomer's Corner, I think, is at Auburn.
No, you might be right, Patty.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't know the fuck I'm talking about.
Alabama's laying 22. I feel like I should lock
Way
this up.
too many
Cadillac
points.
is going to cover
Get the
this.
fuck out of here.
Their team is playing for him, man.
Yeah.
I will lock this up.
I was going to take Bama, and then until I heard the Kiffin news.
Well,
They're going to go all out. Give me Auburn to cover.
What has Auburn done lately, though?
They've almost won all 3 games.
They beat Western Kentucky.
Yeah, no, they won the other matchup too. They beat A&M.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but still, I mean, they definitely took Mississippi State to overtime in Starkville.
They shellacked Western Kentucky last week. 2 weeks ago, they beat A&M. Lost in overtime at Mississippi State.
And those are the 3 Cadillac games.
But here's the problem. Auburn can't pass. You beat Bama by passing this year. So matchup-wise, I don't think it's a great one.
I'll take the 22 points,
Dude,
man.
22 points in a rivalry game when Bama's not up. No,
but
I'm on Auburn.
Auburn always plays Bama close in Auburn. In Tuscaloosa, they've been blown out.
True.
But this is not the same Bama team we've seen.
Yeah, they were struggling with Austin Peay for a long amount of time.
Go Tigers.
Purdue heading into Bloomington. Purdue's laying 11. Too many points. I'm taking Indiana in the points. Sprinkle
Big
some
Ten
on
West.
the money line.
I
Dude,
agree.
Sprinkle some on the money line.
I agree.
Look, dude, Indiana went to East Lansing last week and won. They're still playing for Tom Allen, even though he might be fired.
And it just I mean, Purdue with a chance to win the Big Ten West. If Iowa loses, this is like a prime spot where they could drop a game. I hope they don't. I hope Iowa loses. I hope Purdue wins so I can tout my pick of Purdue to win the Big Ten West. the fact that it's even this close deserves a little credit. But I'm taking the points.
I've never been more frustrated trying to tell you guys on Purdue. Like every week there's
we're off.
We hit on Northwestern.
No, you guys are right about it every time, but I'm trying to like figure out the logic.
Dude, you don't see the styles matchups.
Purdue, I don't get. Jeff Rom, I don't get.
In-state rivalry game also on the road.
I'm just confused on Purdue.
No, but you don't see the styles. Like I knew that they would be an issue for Illinois. So
they seem way better than Indiana. So I'm going to take Purdue. I'm probably wrong again. So.
Oregon is at Oregon State. We got the Civil War going on, folks, in Corvallis.
You've been touting this one for a minute.
I cashed on the over already on Oregon State.
But this
They're
particular
a game and a half over the over right now.
This particular game.
The Beavers are getting 3.5 points. And check us out. If Oregon wins, they go to the Pac-12 championship. If they lose and Washington beats Washington State, well, Washington goes to the Pac-12 championship.
USC and Washington haven't played this year. I would like to see a non-rematch in the Pac-12 championship.
They haven't played Oregon either, buddy.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
That's why
don't want to
USC's
see
there.
USC Oregon.
USC got gifted. The Pac-12 caught on late, and they're like, "Hey, let's protect Oregon and USC."
True.
And boom.
Lo and behold,
wrong team favored. Give me Oregon State plus 3.5. Ride the motherfucking money line.
Bo Nix healthy this week.
They could be healthy. It could be Patrick Nix. All right.
You still think they're better?
I think Oregon State's going to beat them.
You are not concerned with the fact that Oregon State has a absolute lawn chair at quarterback.
True. True. But Oregon State's better.
All I know is that every other year, the Civil War and the Apple Cup are played at the little brother schools. And in those years, I always take the home dogs. Granted, I guess Vegas is wising up because this year they're very small dogs. We got a couple little chihuahuas here. Usually it's like a touchdown dog at least, but I'm still going on both Oregon State and Washington State.
I think I'm with you guys. I think money line Oregon State, but gosh, it is a small spread here.
Where the hell?
Oregon State getting some respect here.
I don't know where the hell my clips are at these days.
Nice Beaver.
There you go.
Minnesota is at Wisconsin. Patty C. You had Wisconsin winning the Big Ten West.
The Big Ten West. The Big Ten West is the worst. Big Ten West is worse than the ACC Coastal.
No, it is not.
It's right there.
No, it is.
Sounds like me in the preseason, buddy.
Trying to tell us that Virginia turned that corner. Wisconsin's laying 3. I'm going to lay the 3 with Wisconsin. NC Nick?
Same thing. They're at home. That's really my breakdown.
That's it. That's all I got.
I mean, they're both similar teams. I don't trust Minnesota. Minnesota was phony when they got off to that hot start. I was trying to tell Colby that. So, let me go Wisconsin to put that final nail in Minnesota's coffin.
Here's the thing. That might be the most accurate fucking breakdown you could provide here. Tally side showing me 3.5. You're showing 3. I think it pushes at 3.5. I'm tempted to take Minnesota, but I'm still going to take Wisconsin because they were my preseason pick, and I'm a loyal son of a bitch.
Hawaii, fresh off a win against UNLV, where I called them to win as a double-digit dog. Subscribe to the College Football Experience. They're catching 15 in San Jose.
San Jose State.
If San Jose State wins, they cash their over. If Hawaii wins, their over was 4.5, right? 4, flat 4. I'm taking the points. 15. No, I'm not. I'm laying the points. I'm laying the 15 with San Jose State.
Look, we're not in the Ching Center here. You don't have to worry about
Cordillera revenge spot too.
Pat Kappa in the chat said he got Oregon State plus 5.5 on Sunday. Very sharp, my man.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pat. What were you saying?
Oh, I'm just saying that away from the Ching Center, I think you got to fade Hawaii. So I'm on the Spartans here.
Yeah, give him credit. Hawaii's playing better than expected. They've been getting better every week here, but especially at home. They're on the road this time. I'll go San Jose State. Lay the points.
All right, next up, UAB is taking on La Tech. Life after Skip Holtz shouldn't be that hard, right? He left the program in good shape. They fired him.
Bill Clark shouldn't be this hard, though,
That's
either.
True. UAB's laying 17.5. I guess I'll take the points. What are you doing
Vegas
here,
has
Nick?
this nailed.
Well, this is UAB's. This is going to be their first road win of the year because they are winless on the road so far. Dude, but La Tech is a total dumpster fire, and also UAB needs this to become bowl eligible. So I'm gonna lay the points.
Patty, see what are you doing?
I guess I'll lay the points too, just because Louisiana Tech has been such garbage.
Michigan State is heading to State College, Pennsylvania. Mel Tucker, if he wins this, he'll go 5-7. Right? 5-7. Wait,
If he wins it,
no. If they win it, they go 6-6.
yeah.
They're catching 18 points. I'll take the 18 points in Sparty. What are you doing here, Nick?
I think so. I think it's a little bit closer than expected.
Yeah, this is a deadlock rivalry. It's a fake rivalry land grant trophy. 18-17.
Civil conflict, baby.
Civil conflict where you got to capitalize the F and the L and the what is it? C and what's Connecticut? C-O, I guess.
What the hell are we talking about?
I don't know. Look, Michigan State is going to lose. This series can never be separated by more than 1 or 2 games. It's actually, when you look at it that way, a fucking great rivalry. You know, they're always within a game or two of each other.
Not a great rivalry, though.
But yeah, it's irrelevant. They're fighting for 3rd place in the Big Ten East every year.
It reminds me of the next game we're going to talk about.
But I am on Michigan State to cover that. It might be ill-advised. I don't know. Penn State looking better. Penn State wins, obviously.
Forced rivalry. Well, here's another one. Utah heads into Boulder, Colorado. Forced rivalry. Utah's laying 30. I'll lay the 30.
Auto fade.
Yeah, I'll lay the 30.
Colorado tied with Miami and Stanford. Worst ATS record in the country, 2-9.
But Colorado's ahead of Stanford. They won a conference game.
I'm not at ATS, though. I'm talking about, buddy.
Here, I want to look at one thing. Utah, number 25 in offense. Colorado, number 125. So 100 spots
Mike
behind.
Sanford hire is really paying off. He went from 121 to 125. I appreciate that.
Even though Utah has a dog shit defense, because their offense is so much better, they're gonna work Colorado. So I got them covering.
Iowa State heads into Fort Worth, Texas.
Dangerous fucking game.
Iowa State is.
You feel like the good people of Iowa are bitter that Max Duggan left the state to go to TCU?
Oof. And they're getting 10.5. Iowa State is. And check this out. Do you know Matt Campbell? They have 7 losses, right? What if I told you 6 of them were by a touchdown or less?
And you know what? The only thing that can make this shitty season on their part worth anything would be to knock off TCU here. I'll take the points. I'll lock it up. It's going to be a close game.
I'm locking the shit out of this too. Sprinkle some on the money line. Iowa State's defense is top 15 in the nation.
I would advise against sprinkling on the money line, but I could be eating my words.
They won by what makes you think that they won by 1 last week?
Yeah. No, they have so many close wins, TCU, that they're bound to get caught, or maybe they're a team of destiny that just knows how to win close. That's a different that's up to you to decide which they are. But 10 points is too many for a damn underrated Iowa State.
Would you take
team.
Florida State to beat Iowa State?
Coin toss? I would at this point.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, a couple too many points even in Fort Worth. But TCU, what I want to see is them lose so that we see and then I want to see them beat Kansas State in the Big 12 championship game so that we're forced to see the committee decide between a 12-1 conference champ TCU or an 11-1 non-conference champ, hopefully Ohio State this year, and still choose Ohio State, despite that being the exact opposite reasoning they used for 2014, and will prove that the college football playoff committee is full of shit. Okay.
Tell him, Patty.
That's what I want to see. And really what it does is it puts the playoff committee in this position. Either you live by the rules you set before and we win because TCU goes.
They've already broken those rules.
They've broken it a million times. But like the most fucking obvious thing you can possibly think, the same 2 teams, right? And you just break the rules, or you reward TCU. And that's the reward, is seeing TCU go over Ohio State. So either way, win-win, I think.
Dangerous game, man. The way here's my point on this. Like Iowa State's defense, they held Spencer Petras to just 7 points. All right. No, but honestly, when Jalen Daniels and Kansas were rolling, they held Kansas. There
was a joke there. I'm fucking checking my phone.
They held Kansas to 14 points, man. They held Kansas State to 10 points. This is a really good defense. I'm telling you, this defense is going to give TCU some problems. It's amazing they've lost all these games because
TCU will get smacked in the playoffs.
Let me just rattle off Iowa State's defensive performances since October. They gave up 14. They gave up 10. They gave up 24. They gave up 27. They gave up 14. They gave up 14. They gave up 10. I mean,
they've never given up more than 27?
Yeah, since October.
Yeah, they're a good team. They are why the Big 12 is the best conference, because someone's got to lose the games. Yeah. And it just happens to be the coin has flipped against them this year. But they're just as good as a lot of these teams.
I'm all over state there. Louisiana's taking on Texas State and San Marcos. Louisiana's trying to get to a bowl. They're 5-6. They're laying 5.5 points. Let's go to our Sunbelt specialist who's got to board a plane soon.
I think I'm going to take the Raging Cajuns here. I just think they're better than Texas State. I'm not too worried about the home field environment there. I think the Raging Cajuns get it done.
Patty?
Des Moreau. He's getting into his Louisiana shit. Yeah,
I'm completely, I took the over on our pod for Louisiana. This team was super talented from a recruiting standpoint. They were light years ahead of anyone in the Sun Belt. They're 5-6 right now. That is an awful coaching job.
He shits the bed.
Yeah.
Texas State, San Marcos. I'm going Bobcats getting 5.
I'm still taking Louisiana because Texas State's that bad and Spavital's out the door. Southern Miss is taking on ULM. Never fade a Bowden in a big game. Southern Miss needs to make a bowl. If they win, they're in.
This is borderline lockworthy.
I think I'm fading Bowden in a big game. Give me Southern Miss,
and I'm gonna lock it. I'm gonna lock Southern Miss.
Oh, Patty C locking up the Golden Eagles.
This is a good team, Southern Miss.
Patty C, you were part of that campaign that you threw some money down to the Favre, right?
Down on Favre. Yeah.
You wanted that volleyball court built?
That's right. I am. I want dick pics. I want everything that Favre has to offer.
You like those Wrangler jeans commercials sold me?
The person in the chat now can help you with the dick pics.
Yeah, I'm on Southern Miss too. I'm not locking it, but I like it. Nevada. This game's awesome. Nevada. Well, it sucks that it's not at Sam Boyd. It's at that filthy fucking disco. That filthy EDM concert at whatever the Death Star in Vegas, whatever they call that thing now.
Electric Daisy Carnival is going on at the same time.
This stadium sucks. One of the worst stadiums in America. UNLV's laying 12.5, but I'll tell you what is cool. They still play for that gigantic fucking cannon. You know what I mean? Just like the cannon. Can we talk about Texas A&M shooting off the cannon in front of UMass's players that were praying?
This is so disrespectful.
NC Nick, do you catch that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man. That was back into the left.
Dude.
That was the.
Oh, I did see that clip. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
True asshole move.
Yeah. Dude, it's 5 feet away from them. And they're just here, have a cannon to the face, motherfuckers.
I'll take the Wolfpack in the points. UNLV, look, Arroyo's going to get fired. They started at what, 3-1 or 4-1? Now 4-7.
The wheels have come off. I'm going to take the Wolfpack too.
Shoot that fucking cannon.
And look, after all that, you guys were fading the Wolfpack so hard at the beginning of the season. Now you're buying them. Guess what? I'm fading the Wolfpack now.
So easy to see a tide turn
for all of us.
We got a rivalry game going on. Where's our boy Clay at? Because App State heads into Statesboro, Georgia, where Georgia Southern needs to win to go bowling. Oh, how the tide have turned. If they lose this game, Clay, that means you only hit your over by a half a fucking game.
And Clay reached out to us and mentioned all the injuries they have right now. And that was enough to sway me to go App here.
Now I'm locking App because of that.
I was thinking about locking it too. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm not locking it, but you guys can.
Have a little fun.
They're locking up. App State -5. I know better to lock it.
Georgia Southern get shellacked last week out of the damn blue.
They lost by 13 to Marshall, if that's a shellacking.
Yeah, for Marshall it is.
I don't want to lay points in a rivalry game like that. All right. Middle Tennessee's taking on the Airport. Middle Tennessee's bowling. Rick Stockstill, they wanted him out, Patty C. He wins. He beats Miami, collects like a $1.5 million check for the university, not for Stockstill. And he takes them bowling, and it was supposed to be a down year for
And he wins Darlington this year.
Yeah, he's going to win Darlington this year. All right. They have a chance to go 7-5. They're laying 19 against the airport, in the airport. What are you doing here? I'm laying the 19, guys.
Yeah, talk about wheels falling off the bus. FIU, the last 3 games, they've been crushed. And even like UTEP beating them by 34. FAU beating them by 45. I'm going to go Blue Raiders.
Look, Mac got us 4 wins. That's 4 better than last year.
Was they 0-12 last year?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Coach of the year, Mike McIntyre.
1-11, one of the 2.
Yeah, they don't win this. 19.5 on the road. The airport is not that challenging. I'm on the Blue Raiders.
UCF heads into Tampa, where Deion Sanders talk is getting exciting.
Getting heated.
UCF's laying 20. I'll take the 20. What are you doing here, Nick?
It's all about motivation now. Any little bit of effort South Florida was lost in that tough loss at Tulsa last week. So it's a bounce back spot for the very Golden Knights. I'll go UCF in a big win.
That's another one that I did not understand for like 5 years. Why you called them the very Golden Knights? That joke just went over my head. I was just like, yes, they're very golden. I like that.
Because they used to be the Golden Knights. They got rid of it.
I get the joke now.
And all the fucking fans sit there and give me shit.
And you're right. Now it's
they're very sensitive about it.
Yeah.
Become a nationwide recognized thing. I think you were one of the first people to point that out.
Yeah.
But I just sat there and
idiots.
I was like, I'm one of the idiots. I think that's what I'm.
And they're also like, hey, it's not called the moon bounce. It's called the bounce house.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, it's the fucking moon
fucks.
bounce.
We
Yeah.
get
You guys are very sensitive. Good point. Blanton Stamey mentions that App needs this game to get a bowl also.
No,
because they have 2 FCS opponents.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
This game is, I feel like, typically closer than 19.5. So
typically, yeah.
That said, I'm going Bulls here.
LSU heads into College Station, Texas. Oh, man. Kyle Field. There was like 17 people at the game last week.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you
schedule the JFK Bowl. Normally, I would think JFK Bowl would bring in more people. You got to play that thing in September, maybe.
They try to blow 2 people's head off.
No, because it was in November when the assassination happened.
Well, there was like 5 days apart,
well,
from the anniversary.
Yeah.
So I've
always been confused though. Why Texas A&M?
Well, it's in Texas.
Yeah, it was just
close. If we could have had SMU hosting UMass, that would have been more appropriate.
They were cowards. UMass was trying to set it up.
Late November, Texas versus Massachusetts. Natural.
Okay. Any school in Texas. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not UTEP.
that actually works.
Yeah. A&M,
I don't see how anybody can bet A&M at this point. Are you guys laying points too?
I feel like we should take A&M money line, right? This is the game. This is the game.
Jimbo Fisher.
I don't know, man. LSU.
I agree.
10 points.
I got to lay.
He hasn't even won all his games yet. Brian Kelly, this got to be considered a great first year?
Yeah, dude. I took the win total over. That was one of my locks, over 6.5 wins.
One of mine too. Damn it! Throw me in there also.
There you go.
Hey, you're catching a flight.
Throw that dick in the air, Nick Dent.
Okay, we're all on LSU there. Tulsa. And watching that Tulsa King Sylvester Stallone show on Paramount. It's fucking great. Fucking great.
I haven't seen it yet.
Punches a guy in like the first 5 seconds of the fucking show.
I feel
That's all I really want to see.
79-year-old Stallone punching people in the face.
That's all I want to see.
Starting to become unbelievable.
What do you mean? No, he's playing that age in the fucking show. He plays like he's 75 years old.
But what 75-year-old is punching? Actually, have you seen that clip of like
you ever heard of Bobby Knight?
That's true. Or have you seen a clip of that rushing like old school boxer like going against that 22-year-old?
Dude, this past 2 years ago, a Louisville, Kentucky basketball game at an old folks home, a fight happened between a Louisville fan and a Kentucky fan.
And someone was just throwing fucking blows.
You didn't catch the story?
75-year-olds can throw blows sometimes.
What is your Twitter algorithm? Because my shit, that's what comes up
that's
on
what's
mine.
coming up on Colby's. 75-year-old fights.
Tulsa's catching 12. Houston looked like national champs last week. I'm taking the 12 in the Golden Hurricane. Nick?
I don't know, man. I'm tempted to lay the points.
Wait, why?
Let's lay them.
Tulsa as ranked. I think the tally site's a little jacked up here. I'm going Houston. After last week's performance, I'm riding that wave.
Holgerson's weathered the storm.
Yeah.
Tennessee is taking on Vanderbilt. Hendon Hooker's out for the year with a torn ACL. Vanderbilt's won 2 games in a row.
You know what I'm doing?
Remember that stretch of games where Vandy like beat Tennessee every year? Oh
Yeah.
shit! GBO Farms just logged in too. Sorry, man.
Oops. Sorry.
I'm not saying money line, but I'm gonna take the points. I think
I'm tempted to lock, man. With the ACL, it's confirmed, right?
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
well, Joe Milton's in.
Joe Milton is like 50 times worse than Hendon Hooker. Watch him go off. But no. You know what? I am gonna lock.
They are 5-5 in their last 10 against Vandy. This is such a huge opportunity for the Commodores.
That offense can, if Milton steps up, they'll probably hang 50 on Vandy. I can't lock it up, but I'm going to take Vandy.
I'm taking Vandy in the 14 all day.
Yeah.
Notre Dame heads into Los Angeles.
What a game! What a game we got here.
It's this is like one of the games Patty C loves that I feel like me and NC Nick are like,
I don't give a fuck about it, but this is for a playoff.
TMZ Pat.
This is for a
TMZ
playoff.
Patty C.
Yeah, to Patty's point, I think it is an interesting game this week and this year, and I think Notre Dame has a chance to not only cover, potentially win.
Patty C is right here. He is right this year.
It's a fun one this year
because I think Notre Dame can win this game. I think contrast in styles. It's much like when we talk about when I told you, when I mentioned Baylor, KSU, or
Baylor,
when
Texas,
Wisconsin takes on Purdue.
Yeah,
this is exactly that
physicality. Here's the thing:
I'm taking Notre Dame in the 5.5, and I'm riding the money line too.
There we go. USC has playmakers that Notre Dame doesn't. I think we have a spectacular game on our hands here. Probably one of the best games of the year, but I do think Notre Dame covers it.
What are you
they
doing
might
here?
money line
What are you
it.
doing
They
here,
might
NC
money
Nick?
line it.
Yeah, Notre Dame. Definitely.
Money line?
Why not? Let's do it.
Let's go. Oklahoma heads into Lubbock for the final time. Final fucking time. Their last time in Morgantown, they lost. Their last time in, they get Manhattan next year. Their last time in Fort Worth, they lost. They did win their final time in Ames. Texas Tech is getting 2.5. I'm taking Texas Tech. And by the way, I cashed that over on Texas Tech over 5.5 wins.
I saw that.
Boom.
I'm with you here. I think the line kind of smells here. And I just think, the place is going to be crazy. Oklahoma has really nothing to play for here. Let me go to Texas Tech. Home dog it up.
Yep.
Let's analyze Oklahoma's performance. A 3-point loss on the road against West Virginia. A 3-point loss against Baylor.
Hold on. You sounded like this.
Now, let's analyze what's been working for us.
Who is it? That's
you don't have the rest of the clip. Not a damn.
He's been working for
There you
us.
go.
This goddamn suit doesn't work for me, and this stinking tie, and this goddamn shirt, it doesn't work for me. You know how to play winning hard-nosed football? You play football like Gennaro played football. A guy who gave his life for this football team. He was a 140-pound halfback, and he played like a goddamn wild man. No, like a goddamn rampaging beast. And that's the way you got to do it. You go out there, you tear their fucking heads off, and you shit down their necks.
You got to shit down their necks. I don't know if Oklahoma's going to be shitting down any necks per se, but what are they? They're getting 2 on the road. No, they're giving 2 on the road. I think I'm with you. I think I'm on the Red Raiders here.
Yeah. Okay, next up, Syracuse is catching 10.5 in Boston College.
Jeez, what another totally shitty
this game. Boston College has to win this game. We have to bet the money line plus 335 because Syracuse will start out 6-0 and end up 6-6. Fucking hilarious. Give me Boston College plus 10.5.
Yeah, in hindsight, we were silly to take the points last week because even though that freshman quarterback Moorhead looked good, that was his first road game, I think. I mean, come on.
No. He played at NC State, but
okay, it's first
But the fucking whole offensive line had the flu, dude. Like right before the game,
the whole store had the flu.
Right before the game, they're like, some of them are going to give it a go, and it's like, okay, well, you don't want to be playing Notre Dame in the snow. If you,
I'll go BC here to cover.
And they've been they actually kept it a little bit close against Wake Forest last year. Boston College getting absolutely annihilated by Notre Dame. Understandable with how far Notre Dame's come. What was the spread again? Sorry, let me pull that up.
If Iowa State played Syracuse, who would you take?
Iowa State.
I would take.
I would lay double digits with Iowa State.
But Boston College catching 10.5 at home. Look, I think Jeff Hafley should be fired. I think Bill O'Brien should be hired at Boston College. That's what I'm hoping for. And so that's
what do you mean? Bill O'Brien's going to do the same. He's not a hot hire. Bill O'Brien sucks.
Look, he's a
It just sounds like an O'Brien should be
Yeah.
coaching BC.
That's right.
Okay,
It should
well,
happen.
fucking hire Ken O'Brien then. All right.
I don't have a feel for this game. Both teams suck ass, but Boston College is really bad. I'm going to take the Orange men.
Yeah. I'm taking BC here. Next up, Pitt laying 6.5 at Miami. I wanted to lock this, but then Pat Narduzzi is just like Pitt. I feel like Pitt's going to win by 40, but Pat Narduzzi sucks so much that he could actually lose this game.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm taking Pitt, but I'm not thinking about locking it up.
They're so much better than Miami, like at every position, every fucking position.
They did just get housed 2 of the last 3 games, 45-3 against Florida State, 40-10 at Clemson. But they did beat a pretty uprising Georgia Tech team, 35-14.
I don't know about uprising.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm taking Miami to cover 6.5 at home.
really.
I think they have settled in on the
98 yards of offense they put up last week. The worst since 1965 for the University of Miami. Is that what sold you?
Miami and Pitt, actually, because Miami doesn't have a rivalry, they're 2 cities, Big East cities. I like it as a season-ending rivalry. We're down in the hot weather. Pitt's not going to be ready for it. Miami covers.
All right. Kansas State, if they win, they go to the Big 12 championship, folks. They're laying 12 at home against the Kansas Jayhawks. I will lay the 12 with Kansas State. I also believe that, if Texas loses to Baylor, they're in no matter what. But something to monitor. Texas could still end up in there. I will lay the 12 with KSU, though.
Easily on board. Kansas has sucked lately. And Kansas State is reassuming their role as agent of chaos, and they are going to fuck TCU like you predicted in the Big 12 championship.
Yes.
Maybe I'm getting cute here, but I'm going to take the points with Jalen Daniels' second game back. Kansas State still wins, but I think this is a rivalry game. They can keep it within 10.
Hasn't been much of a rivalry game all time. I do. I'll check that for you.
I was about to say, K-State was horrible before Bill Snyder. I don't know about the all-time series.
Yeah, I'm really looking at that
because Kansas probably has the lead.
Didn't Kansas State or didn't Kansas have Gale Sayers or was it John Riggins?
Both. Dana Stubblefield, Gilbert Brown.
Oh wow,
you gotta go. Yeah, watch out what you say here on this one.
Who was that cornerback?
Talib.
You're right.
Talib.
According to sportsreference.com, which doesn't include like anything before 1900, but since 1912 is when they have the rivalry started. Kansas actually leads that bad boy 48-57.
Yeah.
Wow. K-State playing catch up. They get it done.
Next up, Patty C's still alive, NC Nick, and I actually think he's going to hit on this. San Diego State's catching 1.5 against Air Force.
Woo!
If they win, the over cashes on San Diego State.
That's a big assumption.
I'm taking San Diego State to win this. They fuck up Air Force. They always fuck up Air Force. Give me San Diego State to win. What are you doing here, Nick?
I agree. Again, Jalen Maiden, the quarterback that's now started at 4 or 5 games in a row. Again, last week, throwing for 280, a couple touchdowns. The passing attack's rolling now. Give me the Aztecs.
I just want to know if that institutional knowledge of, running the ball and controlling the clock still exists for Air Force after Brady Hoke said that he's going to become a more, what did he say?
Balanced.
San Diego State's won 9 in a row against them.
That's true. No, he said a more, what's the word? Like,
I don't remember.
Bitch ass team, basically.
He wanted to get he wanted to be less bitchy.
Yeah. I will take San
more
Diego.
bitchy. I don't know.
Yeah, more bitchy.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Aztecs.
All right. We got the Apple Cup.
Finesse. That's the word.
Yeah.
Is finesse.
That's hilarious that he would say that.
Yeah.
Washington is laying 2 at Washington State in Pullman. This game's awesome.
This is a great one.
I actually think Washington's going to get it done because Washington State stormed the field and tore down their goalpost last year in Seattle. I think Washington wins this one. I'm laying the 2. What are you doing, Nick?
I already alluded to it. I'm on both Pac-12 North dogs, Wazoo and Oregon State.
Patty?
Washington remains the number 1 passing team in the country. Curious about the weather report, but even in Pullman, I think you're right. Washington's a good team this year. They get it done.
This is a tough game. I don't feel great about that.
Yeah.
Final game on the slate because Virginia Tech is canceled, folks. BYU heads to Stanford. Mormons against dorks.
Stanford's like, we're gonna play some religious school at the end of every year, whether it be Notre Dame. We're gonna say fuck Cal, and we're gonna go with some religious school that we don't give a fuck about.
Why am I not seeing a line on this right now?
6.5.
Yeah. BYU's laying 6.5. I'll take BYU.
I think I agree.
Sure.
All right, folks, and that concludes week 13 college football preview and picks. But we want to say sincerely, have a wonderful Thanksgiving to you and your family. Stay safe. We're just a bunch of idiots that talk college football, right? And we hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, you and your family, and you're working hard for your family, right?
Put food on your family.
Yeah, like Brian Kelly's family too. All right, we want to thank every family out there.
Every family.
Yeah. But honestly, thank you. Subscribe to the College Football Experience. Also, nightly shows with the College Basketball Experience. I got to record coming up here.
Colby's just churning them out.
Yes, let's go.
Grind it.
Yes, let's go. Folks.
Shout out to Ryan McIntyre for holding the fuck down too.
He's a legend. He's a fucking legend.
Nick and I have to do some serious catch up, especially me on the college basketball.
Yeah.
Holy
Patty
shit!
C texted me the other day. He's like, "Dude, is Greg Oden still at Ohio State?"
Him and Mike Conley are going far this year.
Subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Subscribe to the Sports Gambling Podcast. Check out all that good stuff. Come talk college football and college basketball in the Discord with us. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Give us a follow on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. NC Nick's on Twitter at NC_NICK. Patty C's on Twitter at PattyC831. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. Give us a follow. Also, go to iTunes and give us a 5-star review. You can make fun of how I thought Tanzania was
Tanzania.
Tanzania. Tanzania, man. Those fucking those creatures over in Tanzania.
Where the hell that is?
It's hard to win a football game in Tanzania. Let me tell you that right now. All right, folks. So enjoy the holidays though, and thanks for rocking with us all these years. This is the College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here. Somewhere, somehow, someone, somewhere, somehow.